College football is back, and we are thrilled to get the 2022 campaign started here from Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium in Canyon, Texas. Tonight, the West Texas A&M Buffaloes welcome number 17 ranked Western Colorado University. We're glad to have you joining us for the season opener for these two teams. I'm Lucas Kinsey. Joining me for another fun season of Buffalo football is my sharp-dressed partner, Bryce Sheets. Bryce,
All right.
Good to be back with you here.
Great to be back.
And we're expecting a great crowd here for West Texas A&M and Western Colorado. WT finished last season with a ton of momentum, really. They won their last 3 games in a row. They won 5 of their last 6 games, including home wins against Midwestern State and also Angelo State. Those two teams preseason number 1 and 2 in the Lone Star Conference this year. So they finished last year with a 7-4 overall record, which is good. It is, but it's not playoff good, and that is exactly what head coach Hunter Hughes is striving for here in his 6th season at the helm for the Buffs. WT has knocked on that door several times, but has not made it into the postseason since 2013. So, Bryce, the Buffaloes return a number of key players, and we'll talk a lot about these guys as the broadcast goes on. But here's the question. Is this the year with the returning players? You got a starting quarterback back. You got a great running back. All these pieces. Is this the year that the Buffs kick that door down and make the playoffs?
Well, it could be the year, and tonight kind of sets the tone a little bit, playing the number 17 team in the country. And so if the Buffaloes are able to get a couple of things accomplished, one, they build the confidence of their offensive line. Nick Gerber has a ton of confidence in them. And then, again, feels confident with his receivers. That will be a big key in tonight's contest. Running game we anticipate will be good. Defensively, J.T. Cavender, of course, preseason as the Defensive Player of the Year. We expect a lot out of him, but Chris Thomas is right there by him too. So the linebackers should be awesome. It's the secondary that we don't know about yet. And so those two things, if we find out about the offensive line and the secondary, that'll tell us a lot.
A lot of excitement for this game and for WT in particular. You look at them coming into this season, Lone Star Conference, new additions this year. Central Washington, they actually played Thursday night, played against Ferris State, and it was a pretty close game. They lost that one, but Western Oregon and then also Simon Fraser as well coming into the Lone Star Conference. But do you think we saw the preseason predictions? Do you think that the Buffs are using that as some bulletin board material? Okay, we beat Midwestern State, we beat Angelo State. Obviously, those two teams maybe record-wise are a little better, but hey, we're picked 4th this year, really?
Well, and if you're Coach Hunter Hughes, then yes, you're using that for bulletin board material by all stretches of the imagination. And so, tonight, again, that first step with this team from Western Colorado, that's the first step that you can prove everybody else is wrong.
Now, the Buffs' opponent tonight, Western Colorado, they do know something about the playoffs. They actually made postseason play last year for the first time since 1997. The Mountaineers, they won 10 games. They also won a share of the RMAC title. Visitors from Gunnison, Colorado, beautiful place. Been there before. They returned some outstanding players as well for head coach Jazz Baines. Last year, his best season by far. He's got his team heading in the right direction. They got a lot of confidence going into this season.
Well, they have a lot of players back, too. Again, their offensive line is one of those question marks, too. But the last time the Buffs played these guys was in Gunnison at the almost 8,000 feet above sea level stadium, the highest in the country. And so that game was 1-2 that the Buffaloes jumped out to a big lead. And then Western Colorado fought their way back into it, and the Buffs had to win it at the end to come away with a victory. And so, again, they're kind of familiar, not really, with this team, but they know last year was a great season for Western Colorado, so the Buffs need to jump out quickly.
They have some leaders, some seniors on their team. We'll talk more about those guys, quarterback, running back, some offensive linemen as well. But with that experience from last year, Bryce, I mean, you got the confidence, but also now you have a target on your back. You're preseason number 17, so you're not sneaking up on people this year.
Well, and again, a lot of coaches will tell you, especially if you are in the latter tier of the top 25, 17, I'd rather be 27 and kind of sneak my way in. But you're right, everybody has a target on their back, and so everybody will be gunning for them. And the coaching staffs for WT and, of course, for Western Colorado have talked about this matchup tonight.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to take a time out. When we come back, we're going to learn more about the Western Colorado Mountaineers. And also, we have coming up a special segment, Beyond the Athlete. We'll hear from one of our West Texas A&M student athletes after we take this time out. You're watching the season opener, a lot of excitement out
we're
here
ready.
at Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium. We're back after this timeout. You're watching Buffalo football on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
When they're in the shadows.
Hey, I'm Kari Belmares, and welcome back to another year of Beyond the Athlete. Today we're sitting down with Malaya Delphin, who plays softball for West Texas A&M University. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So, how was your summer?
It was good. It was nice being home.
I imagine. I mean, it seemed like you were everywhere. You went to New York, you went to Las Vegas, you went to Cape Cod. Out of all of them, which one was your favorite?
I really liked New York because it was my first time there and it was different, but I think it was too busy in city for me.
Yeah.
So probably Cape Cod. It's more relaxing,
calm.
Yes.
I get you.
Yes.
That's understandable. So summertime is a time for relaxing and recuperating for most. Didn't seem like you did much of that, but that's okay. You made up for it in fun. But do you train like all year round for softball season, or do you at least like try to get away from the sport for like a couple of months?
Honestly, I try and get away from it a little bit just because when I'm here, it's just like on the go, nonstop.
Constant,
Yes. So then when I am home, I just try have my little downtime, spend time with family and friends.
Now, what age did you start softball?
At 10.
10.
Yes.
And how old are you now?
21.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of years.
Yes.
I completely understand. Breaks are necessary. So you're from California?
Yes.
San Diego, right?
Yes.
But, family's there, but it seems to me that you have family here too. Softball girls. What would you say is your favorite memory you've made with those girls?
My favorite memory was probably winning nationals. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I bet that was fun.
Yes,
Exciting.
it was crazy.
What was
especially
like
sorry.
you're fine. What was like your initial feeling?
Shock, disbelief. Yeah, just like obviously like we were there, we won it, but just being there, it was just like we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's crazy. Like I don't believe it. Like we're here right now. We won. We really won the whole thing.
We really did it?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
No, crazy. And congratulations. I never got to say
Thank
congratulations to
you.
you. You're so welcome. So when Malaya is not on the softball field, we're in a classroom. What is she most likely to be doing?
Probably at home.
Probably at home, and that's
Just
okay.
relaxing with friends, my roommates, downtime.
No, you need your downtime. You're a student athlete, and I'm sure you're tired constantly.
But it's okay, it's worth it.
Yeah, no, for sure. So you seem to really enjoy your time as a college student here at WT and as an athlete. But what helped you in making the decision to not only come to WT, but also to like further your career in college sports?
Well, originally I was supposed to go to a small school in North Dakota. Like this wasn't even like an option, not even like
You didn't know
nothing
anything about WT.
about WT.
Okay.
And then my coaches, they actually got an offer here, so then I just followed them. So it made it a lot easier. And then I visited the campus, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, this is Texas?
What?
But I fell in love with it after seeing it, and I could see, like, it just felt like home.
No, for sure.
Like, the people, the atmosphere, everything, it just felt like, wow, like, I belong here, you know?
Yeah, it's a small little community, and I'm sure WT is more than happy to have you. After your time is over and done with here at WT, what do you hope your teammates and friends that you've met along the way remember about you?
Honestly, just like me, you know, like the type of person I am, the type of friend I was to them, just like the memories that we've made, you know, and just know, like, even if we fell off or like don't talk as much anymore, or like went through something, like I'm still there, you know, like I'm still there for you, and like I'll always like wish the best for you, you know.
Of course, no, I feel like that's something that everybody needs to be reminded of. Everybody makes mistakes, and it's just good to like know that somebody's there. So, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank
Really
you
appreciate
for having
it.
me.
No problem. And stay tuned for another episode of Beyond the Athlete.
Tell them 30 seconds.
Well, welcome back. And again, thanks, Maribel Mars, for that nice interview. Again, an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the athletes here on campus at West Texas A&M University.
That's right.
Time now to head down to the field. Kent Johnson is standing by. Let's get some of the experience and excitement down on the field. Kent?
Thanks, guys. Tonight's opponent, the season opener for the Buffaloes, the Western Colorado Mountaineers out of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. Normally, you want a gimme to open the season. Tonight's game's going to be anything but that. The Mountaineers had a decade of losing football until last year, and the 2021 season saw the Mountaineers go 10-2 and make the NCAA playoffs for the first time since 1997. The guy heading up the Mountaineers, head coach Jazz Bain. You talk about a coach that has walked the walk. He was a starter for Pat Hill's Fresno State Bulldogs. Back in the early 2000s, was a member of the Fresno State squad that went to 3 consecutive bowl games and won 3 consecutive bowl games. So he's certainly been there and done that. This year's Mountaineer squad returns a lot of talent from a year ago, especially offensively. The quarterback calling the signals, Connor Desch. Last year, he threw for 2,300 yards and 22 touchdowns. He's a senior out of Centennial, Colorado. They can run the ball behind Josh Cummings. He's an All-Armac and All-America selection out of Fairbanks, Alaska, ran for over 1,300 yards and scored 17 touchdowns last year. You want to throw the ball? You got 2 outstanding receivers in Malik White and Damian Macias. White is a 5th-year senior. Last year, he had 21 catches. Macias is a senior out of Santa Ana, California. Last year, he had a team-high 33 receptions. They'll be lining up behind an offensive line that features 2 good ones. Clayton Martin, left tackle, first-team All-MAC selection at 6'1", 295. He's a senior out of Buena Vista, California. And on the other side, Matthias Sua from Las Vegas, Nevada, 6'3", 315. He's big and he's good. Questions for the Mountaineers are on the defense, especially along the defensive line. They graduated several key contributors last year, but don't let it fool you. They returned several starters as well. One player to watch, defensive lineman Anthony Johnston. He's a senior out of Littleton, Colorado. Last year, the freshman of the year in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference with 16 tackles, 6.5 tackles behind the line, 4.5 sacks. They're strong in the secondary as well. They return all 4 starters from a year ago. So when you look at Western Colorado, you look at the foundation they laid last year, 10 wins and an NCAA playoff appearance, the first winning season in over a decade. They want to continue that, and they're going to try and prove that tonight in the season opener against West Texas A&M. When we come back from this break, Bryce and Lucas will talk more about the Buffaloes and the Mountaineers. You're watching West Texas A&M football right here on the LSC Digital Network.
WT student athletes drink low-fat chocolate milk post-workout because it helps replenish and restore muscles quickly to their peak potential. Scientific studies suggest that the immediate benefits of low-fat chocolate milk include boosted performance, improved training, and higher recovery rates in athletes. Add low-fat chocolate milk to your post-workout routine.
Go Buffs!
Since 1933, the Panhandle Plains Historical Museum has housed the vast history of Panhandle Plains, given back to the community, and provided educational resources to those who live here. Located on the campus of West Texas A&M University, PPHM is free to all students, faculty, and staff at WT. We offer volunteer opportunities, internships, and hands-on research experience. From prehistoric times to pioneer travels, there's something for everyone at the largest history museum in Texas. Stop by and see us sometime. Oh, and don't forget, go Buffs!
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Well, great job there by the West Texas A&M band, the national anthem, and the crowd up on their feet. Everyone's ready for football. We are too, Bryce.
Absolutely.
Let's start with some keys to the game. Looking at tonight, what's going to be the keys for West Texas A&M? They want to come out with a win. Number one, Bryce, and I know the big boys, the offensive linemen out there, they love this. I think the number one key is it all starts up front, and this is for both teams. Offensive line for West Texas A&M and the offensive line for Western Colorado. Explain.
Well, they do. Western Colorado has to replace a couple of guys as well. West Texas is replacing two. But really more importantly, when you look, they look young on paper.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about it is sophomore Zach Zetrick, Patrick Gray, and then Samuel Treadway, who's the redshirt freshman. That's the one they're interested in. He'll be playing right tackle today. And so they really like what he's done this summer and going through camp this fall. That's why he's sliding into that position. And again, could bode well for the Buffs down the road.
Yeah, for the Mountaineers, kind of the same situation that we know about the All-American running back Josh Cummings.
Yes.
He's going to get the ball 25, maybe 30 times,
Right.
and he's a very talented running back.
Right.
But they only have 2 returning starting offensive linemen. They're both very talented. The center is really good. But they also have some guys, first college start, first big experience on the road, maybe a hostile environment tonight. So that's going to be key for Western Colorado. They're a run-first team.
Well, and again, when you're here at Bain-Schaeffer Stadium, again, it feels like the crowd is right on top of you. And so that'll be new for that offensive line tonight. So can they hear the signals being called in? Can they hear the keys and the matchups and everything else? And so, yes, a little bit of jitters in tonight's first opening game.
All right, key number 2 for West Texas A&M. The offensive weapons.
Right.
So Nick Gerber, he's back. Quarterback, my friend Cale Steed, our friend Cale Steed, teased and said Nick's been here for a decade, right? But it hasn't been that long. But he's got a lot of experience. Who is going to step up this year? We saw some guys last year, some from the wide receiver, tight end spot, start to step up and make plays. Noah Bogardus, Tyree Tipton at the wide receiver spot. Coach Hughes really likes his tight ends, Bryce, but we've seen the tight ends used really more in blocking roles than we have in the catch passing roles.
So that's going to be a key. Are there some packages tonight where the tight ends are going to roll out a little bit or be in motion, or are they going to be decoys and then come out, instead of blocking, be there available for 5-10 dump-off passes? And so we didn't see that a lot last year, but as you said, Hunter is very high on the tight ends. And then Noah Bogardus had a great year toward the end of the season last year. Can he pick up there and continue?
Some new faces to look for the Buffaloes tonight. We've heard Coach Hughes talk a lot about Tyler Sweet. He's a transfer from Middle Tennessee State. Happens to be Coach Hughes' alma mater, by the way, the Blue Raiders. And then also Chris Sims and Tyshawn Buckner. Tyshawn, a couple of seasons ago, was at Navy University. So we'll see who steps up tonight for the Buffaloes.
Right.
All right, key number 3 for WT. This is a high-stakes opener.
It is.
Right? I mean, it's only the first game of the year, and you know, a lot of times in the sports world, you often hear people say it's just the first game. I mean, not everything rides on your opener. However, Bryce, it has a feel tonight for WT that it is a very big game.
Well, it almost feels kind of like a playoff game because you're playing the number 17 team in the country, a team that had a phenomenal 2021 campaign. And so they're riding on a lot of momentum. You're trying to ride on the momentum that you had at the end of the season. But, again, it's not a cupcake that you're playing your first game. It's one of the top teams in the country.
Well, and so WT opens here with number 17 next week on the road at Adams State. And then you're in the Lone Star Conference play. And you're playing UT Permian Basin, who you liked some revenge from last season, but they beat the Buffs last year. Midwestern State coming up. Angelo State coming up. Texas A&M Kingsville. So
Kingsville's coming up. That'll be the third game coming back when they come back from Adams State. So, yeah, you're right into it because we've added those other teams. And so that broadens the schedule a little bit. You got to be ready to go now. This is going to be a great test for WT. Also Western Colorado. But if you can jump out in front tonight and then carry over that momentum next week on the road, get ready for the Lone Star after that.
That's right. So there's your keys to the game for the Buffaloes as they get ready to take on Western Colorado. Buffs making their way down the tunnel. We'll catch that shot here of the Buffs as they walk down. Very intimidating scene there, the Buffaloes. And we hope that there's a great crowd tonight as well, Bryce, for this opener. So we're going to let the Buffs come out, and then we're here in just a little bit. We're going to talk about our X-Bar X factor of the game. And that there's the smoke. And Bryce, do we have a surprise
I think
tonight?
We do have a surprise coming out of
for the viewers.
That's why they have the smoke coming on.
We'll hold on just a second for that X-Bar X factor of the game as the Buffs get ready to make their way on the field starting the 2022 season. Again here from Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium, set to welcome Western Colorado. Lucas Kinsey alongside Bryce Sheets and the Thunder Vision production crew.
Thunder Vision's a good reason to say, here's Thunder 14 making his way out here tonight.
For the first time here at Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium, Thunder 14, the name of our mascot, Bryce, the live mascot here at West Texas A&M with the herdsman on the field, and that is really cool to see.
Awesome.
A little bit of chills there.
Exactly. Me too. Actually, it's great to see them out there, and again, They had to work through some things, but they were able to get him to come out this season, something that the coaching staff and obviously Michael McBroom wanted to do, to bring the mascot out. And again, that kind of gets everybody pumped up.
And really, the herdsmen, they kind of had that formation. It was like they were huddling up, and it looked like Thunder 14 was calling the shots there. He's the quarterback.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about our X-Bar Steakhouse X Factor of the game. And it is number 1. It is Jared Compton. And this is interesting, Bryce, because our public address announcer and our good friend Brad Stark came over before the game, and he was looking down, getting the name pronunciations correct, talking about some things. And he said, hold up, guys. He said, Jared Compton is back for another season?
Yes.
You betcha, buddy, he is. And talk a little bit about number 1, Jared Compton.
Well, Jared Compton, again, 5'10", 185 pounds, senior. Again, he had 9 catches out of the backfield for a touchdown, but he rushed for 604 yards, 4 touchdowns. His longest the season ago, 51 yards, but he was alternating. They were kind of trying to find by committee the running game that was going to work. This year, it's Jared Compton to lead the way. Isaiah Smallwood follows, but it's Jared Compton's on his shoulders to kind of get this running game going.
Well, and you look at WT the last several seasons, Bryce, it's been running back by committee. I mean, we've had, we're missing Brandon Blair, graduated, moved on, but we've had really good running backs. Go back 3 seasons ago, Duke Carter, the 4th, he was a talented running back. Jared has stepped up. There's a look at Jared right there, one of the captains getting ready to walk out. A couple of seasons ago, they had him almost trying him out as a slot receiver because he's so quick and he does have good hands, but I think he's added a little bit of muscle, in great shape. And just like we talked on the other side about the Western Colorado running back, Josh Cummings, being a bell cow and a guy that you may hand the ball to 25, 30 times a game, that could be Jared's situation.
It could be. It depends, obviously, on what the need is for the Buffaloes. They would love to establish the running game, and so if they could, they would definitely like to get that going, and that opens up so many other avenues offensively if you have a competent running game, and the Buffs are hoping with that with Jared Compton this season.
We appreciate X-Bar Steakhouse, the sponsor for our X Factor of the game. We'll have that each week in the pregame as the coin toss getting set here at midfield. Talking about the Bain family and the Schaeffer family. Obviously, had the official ceremony, Bryce, earlier this week of the renaming of the stadium and the support that those families have given to West Texas A&M. Instrumental over the years. And, visitors come into this stadium, Bryce, and they leave every time and have the same thing to say. It's a phenomenal, beautiful complex.
Wow is the word. And again, it is a phenomenal place, a great place to play. We're so fortunate to be able not only to watch the Buffs play here, had a high school game here last night as well. And so, again, a nice opportunity for fans to experience on campus what's happening here at WT.
Gentlemen, welcome to the 2022 college football season. Here's my coin. We've got heads and tails. Western Colorado, you're the visiting team. What's your call? Tails. Tails is the call. And it is tails. You've won the coin toss?
We'll defer.
You want to defer? Western Colorado has won the coin toss and deferred their option to the second half. You want the ball. Which way do you want to kick?
We'll kick it that way.
Over here?
Yeah.
WT this way? West Texas A&M will receive the opening kickoff.
There you got what's happening to start the 2022 season. Let me get in the right year as this one is set to get underway. And again, the Buffaloes will receive, so the offense will be the first out there to get things going in this one tonight.
You look at the offense last year for West Texas A&M. Good numbers, Bryce, really good numbers. 34 points a game they scored, 205 rushing yards on the ground per game, 30 rushing touchdowns, and they averaged 5.2 per rush. Through the air, close to 200 yards passing per game, 15 passing touchdowns, 9 interceptions. For the Buffaloes, more efficient in year 2 for Coach Russ Martin, the offensive coordinator, and he's back again this year. And you always love that for your quarterback and your receivers to just have that consistency from offensive coordinator, offensive staff, and I think they have that.
Well, and I think that's one of the things that, in fact, Hunter Hughes talked about in their scrimmage last Saturday. The Russ Martin wanted the ball placed one place. Hunter said, no, let's do it over here. And he took over because he said, we practice that one over there all the time. But those guys are so in sync, and that's such a big key for the Buffaloes as they get ready to run this offense and see what they can do. Russ Martin and Nick Gerber are both in lockstep.
That's right. We welcome all of our viewers in from wherever you're watching. We talked about Gunnison, Colorado, and it being a beautiful place. Gunnison, you mentioned the elevation, Bryce, over 7,000 feet,
Yes.
30 minutes south of Crested Butte. And, I mean, it's in the heart of the Rockies, just a great place. And for Western Colorado, you know, they've got a lot of excitement this year with their football program, which is new.
Yes, it is new because
The excitement, I should say.
Because they have struggled really to get not only just the right amount of athletes in there to play, but again, just to be consistent on what they're doing, both offensively and defensively. And so that's what was so exciting for them last year. They had an opportunity to really turn things around, and so that's why they're so excited. A playoff team coming in to this 2022 season, they're ready to get things going.
The kicker for Western Colorado, number 19, Alec Fonseca. He is a first-team All-RMAC selection from last year. Very good, kicking 10 of 15 field goals last season. Your officials for tonight, referee John Kellermeyer, your umpire Joel Hill, headlinesman Josh Hale, field judge William June, the line judge Britt Van Zant, side judge is Zach Simmons, your back judge Richard Simmons, and your center judge is Jake Schumott. And we are underway here from Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium. From the goal line for the Buffaloes, the return across the 20-yard line, a pretty good one there. For number 5, Heston Marshall. Got to update that number. Last year wore number 32. This year number 5.
Right. You know, they've changed some numbers around, and so that's made things interesting. But again, nice return by Heston as he got that out, saw an open lane to run through, and got there up to the 24-yard line.
The sophomore from Wheeler, Texas. We were impressed with his toughness and his athleticism last year. Return man for the Buffaloes. So on first down, it will be Gerber coming out to lead the offense with 2 tight ends set. Receiver split to each side, and Jared Compton, the running back. Look at the starting lineups there, as you see, the bottom of your screen. And it will be on first down, a throw to the outside. And nice job staying on his feet, getting up and picking up yardage for a first down. Catch made on the outside for the Buffaloes, and that's number 9, Tyler Sweet.
Again, that's that guy we were talking about, one of the new players, and he showed his escapability on that one. Nice reception as Nick Gerber had pressure coming from the weak side, but he got rid of it in time for the first down.
Defensively for Western Colorado, you'll see them in their 3-man front. They walk the linebackers up. One of those, Dominic Fletcher, he's up on the line of scrimmage right now. They're going to bring some pressure on first down. Compton, the stretch run to the left side, follows some blocking and picks up a couple of yards to the 40-yard line. The defense for Western Colorado last year, Bryce, was downright nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, they were finished number 9 in the country in scoring defense. The defensive coordinator, Todd Auer, had a chance to visit with him before the game. A couple of seasons ago, he was the linebackers coach at Southern Illinois, but they were holding opponents to under 15 points consistently last season. Second down play here for Gerber. And a good throw and a nice catch from Tyler Sweet. Pick up to the 50-yard line, another first down.
So it kind of shows these two have gelled in camp as Tyler Sweet has been the recipient of the first 2 passes for Nick Gerber.
We've got our binoculars out up here, Bryce.
Well, Western Colorado has some tough numbers to read, so we kind of have to run through that.
The white jerseys, white pants, and they've got that maybe silver numerals. On first down, Gerber rolls to the left, slings the ball out to Noah Bogardus. Bogardus, a nice pickup of 9 yards. And we talk a lot about the Buffs and Jared Compton in the run game. Right now, it's Nick Gerber slinging the ball around.
Well, again, it's your veteran quarterback kind of dictating where he wants to go with the football right now. And so the other thing is they've scripted this whole first series for probably the last 6 weeks. And so they're getting now to get into game situation and use what they've done so far in practice.
Just started out here at Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium, the season opener for the Buffaloes and the Mountaineers. Glad to have you with us here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network. Lucas Kinsey and Bryce Sheets. It is second down and short here. Heston Marshall in the game along with Compton. And Gerber's going to air it down the side for Marshall. Nearly made an incredible catch, but give credit to the defensive back. That was actually was the linebacker in coverage, Dominic Fletcher.
Yeah, Fletcher came over. He was late in coverage, but the pass was late, too, from Nick Gerber. He needed to throw it just a tick earlier because he had Heston on that wheel route. They put him in motion, and then he wheeled around, and they had him there, but the pass was just a little bit too late.
I like Heston Marshall. Now, think about it, wearing number 5. That was Brandon Blair's number.
That's right.
3rd down and short, and this will be Compton. Tough running, was hit behind the yard marker, but pushed forward, gained enough yards, got to the 39-yard line, picked up the first down.
Adam Elcorda, Zach Dietrich opened up the hole. He was stopped at first, but then he just kept pushing and was able to pick up the first down.
For the Mountaineers, one of their safeties that makes a lot of tackles, number 5, Tim Mullen. Last year had 10 tackles in their playoff loss to Nebraska Kearney.
Got a double tight end set to this formation.
They give it to Compton, nothing going there.
Well, they didn't account for one of the corners coming up to make that stop.
It was Darius Gaines.
Yeah, he kind of lined up outside and then saw the double tight end set, so he ran behind Shaq Brown and then just was able to make the stop.
You know, Gaines, Bryce, 6'2", 200 pounds. That's a big cornerback.
And that's the thing. They got some good size defensively, and so it's where they're subbing and bringing in players off the bench. That's maybe where they lose some of that, but the starters are great.
2nd down, a long play here for Gerber. 2 receivers out to the left. Good hole. Compton at the 30. Jared pinballs off some defenders. A big running play there over the left side. And so far, this offensive line looks pretty good, Bryce.
Yeah, they really do. And so, again, Jared waited. The hole opened up quickly. You see right there. And then it's like you said, pinball, burst of speed, got through it, and then he was there for the first down.
He is strong. All muscle on that 5'10", 185-pound frame. The senior out of Lubbock Coronado High School. Gerber, quick throw out to Bagardis. Picks up a block. Bagardis at the 15. 10, Noah Bagardis. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stampede, baby.
That was awesome. As they got out on the near side, a quick throw to the flat. Noah Bagardis, he had one man to beat. He was able to do so, and then was able just to use his speed to get in the end zone.
27-yard touchdown strike. Here's a look at it again.
Again, right there, got by that individual. Great blocking downfield.
Shaq Brown.
Yeah, that was Shaq Brown that opened him up, pushed his man out of the way, and Noah Bagardis takes it in.
The extra point try will come from Gage Urias. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Buffaloes strike first. Thunder 14 leads the Buffs on the field, ignites the offense, and WT a quick 7-0 lead, 10:37 to play here in the first quarter. We're back with the kickoff. The Mountaineers turn to get the ball after this timeout on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first.
Here's the kickoff, and they're going to angle this thing. It's actually going to go out of bounds, so they'll throw the penalty marker. It was heading in the direction of Malcolm Wesley. Bryce, WT looks good so far on the opening drive. They march down the field and score quickly.
9 plays, 76 yards. Nick Gerber was 4 of 5 passing in that selection.
Kickoff out of bounds, kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down, Western Colorado.
And so a nice pass to Noah Bogardus, 27-yard nice run. Got a great block from Shaq Brown and gets in the end zone. The extra point's good. Buffs lead it 7-0.
So we get a first look here at Connor Desch, 6'3", 200-pound senior from Centennial, Colorado. Last year, over 2,300 passing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. And on this first offensive play, the running back behind him is not Cummings. It's a handoff to number 42 going nowhere. J.T. Cavender, no surprise, makes the first tackle, and that was Braden Hogan on the carry there. So we'll have to check out and see if Josh Cummings, we did not hear anything before the game, if he was not going to be available. But right now it is Hogan, the starting running back. He's 5'11", 180-pounder from Morrison, Colorado. He's going to go out of the backfield in motion. Good protection for Desch going down the sideline. He's got Hogan at the 40 and a big pickup there. And that was a similar play the Mountaineers just used, Bryce, to what we saw WT try with Heston Marshall.
Exactly, the wheel route. They put him in motion. He goes to the far side of the field. And then it's just sprint up ahead. He got ahead of the coverage there. He had a linebacker on him. That was Chris Thomas, and he was able to get away from him and pick up the catch for the first down.
WT, 3-man front defensively with the 4 linebackers. Up front, Dylan Mata wearing number 95 tonight. Will eventually wear number 10. Xavier Rivera, nose guard, and then also Michael Smith, the defensive end on the other side. Pistol formation, and it's Hogan over the right side, squirts free. Great blocking. He's got 11 yards and another first down for the Mountaineers.
And coming up, Preston Stazuski coming up to make that stop. So the safety for the Buffaloes as the running back Brandon Hogan able to get in the secondary quickly.
3 receivers bunched here to the bottom of your screen. On 1st and 10 for Western Colorado, trailing 7-0, but moving quickly down the field. Started at their own 35. Hogan spins off of a would-be tackler, and he's going to gain about 3 yards.
Chris Thomas was the first one to get to him, and J.T. Clevenger wraps him up and takes him down for the stop.
Helmet pops off for the running back Hogan, and now we'll have number 2 come in for Western Colorado. That's Devon Butler. Excuse me. And number 2, Damian Macias. Okay, he's listed as a wide receiver, but he can play running back as well. And so he's the running back right now, Macias, on 2nd down. Play action. They swing it out to the tight end. Big lane over that left side. A lot of green. And it's another first down for the Mountaineers. A big pickup there to number 46, Nathan Meyer. Doesn't make many catches, but very effective. Big target.
Exactly. They roll him out again. He was the up back, and so they rolled him out quickly, got the pass to him, and Stazusi comes up and makes the stop again.
So they keep Macias in at the tailback. Pistol formation here for Desch. Mountaineers trying to respond after the Buffs struck first. Macias. A little shifty run there.
Fumbled, almost came away with a loose ball, held on to it the last second.
In on the stop was number 91. Yes, first time for me to get this name. Antonio Iwuagwu, also known as Goo.
And he makes a nice stop, indeed. He used his strength inside and was able to wrap up the running back.
He's a big defensive lineman, 6'1", 265-pound sophomore from San Antonio out of Roosevelt High School. Brings up 3rd down here for the Mountaineers. They fake it to the running back. Desch just has to throw it out of the back of the end zone as nobody was open, and he had defenders right in his face.
Well, a familiar number for the Buffaloes, number 4, wasn't Eric Collins, but it was Michael Smith who came up and got his hands high in the air. That's why Desch had to throw it out of bounds.
Did anybody keep their number from last year, Bryce?
So that's what I'm looking at, too. Other than Nick Gerber, I think everybody else has changed.
It used to be defensive linemen were all 90s numbers. We do see down on the field right now Ashton Reynolds in there, and Buffs are excited to see him. Big play coming up here for the Mountaineers. 3rd down play. Desch looking left, now going to scramble back to the right. and just have to throw this one out of bounds again.
He throws it in the stands, and the fans are on their phone. They're looking at something. They didn't even see the football coming to them.
So that was a third down play. This will be fourth down and bring on the field goal unit for Western Colorado. A really nice drive, but the Buffs defense holds, and now maybe just 3 points.
Absolutely. They drove down the field, but then as the Buffs were inside the 5-yard line, they stiffen and force a couple of high throws, and so they force this field goal attempt.
Again, from a great kicker, Alec Fonseca, 215-pound senior. Last year made a 43-yarder in the playoffs. And that one looks great. It is good down the middle. So the Mountaineers answer with a quick field goal. Cut the lead. Now 7-3. Buffs on top with 7:18 to play in the first quarter. Back with more right after this timeout.
Since 1933, the Panhandle Plains Historical Museum has housed the vast history of Panhandle Plains, given back to the community, and provided educational resources to those who live here. Located on the campus of West Texas A&M University, PPHM is free to all students, faculty, and staff at WT. We offer volunteer opportunities, internships, and hands-on research experience. From prehistoric times to pioneer travels, there's something for everyone at the largest history museum in Texas. Stop by and see us sometime. Oh, and don't forget, go Buffs!
Well, welcome back to Bain-Schaeffer Stadium, J. Ferg Field. The Buffaloes defense does break a little, but they stiffen up at the very end, and they force a 20-yard field goal from Alec Fonseca. That capped a 9-play, 62-yard drive. And the Buffs lead this one with 7:18 left to play in the first quarter, 7-3. The fans on their feet enjoying this one here at Bain-Schaeffer Stadium.
So far, stats, WT with 76 total yards of offense, Western Colorado 62. And it's been more the passing attack for both teams. WT with 58 passing yards, and Western Colorado on their first possession, 46 passing yards. Bryce, did you happen to see Josh Cummings on the sideline?
I have, and I've kind of looked, but I haven't gotten a good look for a 0 over there. And so I don't know if something happened where he could not be a part of this game today, or if he got hurt in practice, or what it may be. We didn't get, obviously, a heads up.
Well, that's a preseason All-American running
exactly.
back.
And they're not going to give you a heads up if he's not playing.
Correct.
So Buffs will take advantage with him not playing at the moment.
Compton and Heston Marshall, the two running backs, back to receive the kickoff. Not going to have a chance, though. Fonseca boots it over the head of Heston Marshall. And so second chance here for the Buffaloes offense. First time, everything looked great. Went down, marched down the field and scored the touchdown. The offensive line, you mentioned that Bryce, Adam Alcorta, he's back a couple years that he started for the Buffs. Zane Madison, the glorious mullet, as a lot of people know him.
Mullet, yes.
He's a junior with a lot of experience. And then these new guys, looked really good on that first drive.
Well, Patrick Gray had experience from last year. So too did Zach Dietrich. Samuel Treadway is the one they're going to watch. He's the right tackle, and so far the line's done a great job.
Compton trying to bounce to the outside at the 25 and does a nice job there. Again, Compton, for the most part, when he has touched the ball, he's making 4, 5, 6, 7 yards.
Malcolm Wellesley comes up from his corner position, forces him out of bounds. But the thing I've noticed with Jared Compton is looks just a touch quicker this year. After he got to the corner, he kind of turned up the gear a little bit and was able to explode up the field. 8 yards on that carry.
They'll send Bogartis in motion here on second down and short. A penalty marker flies.
Yeah, we're going to move him at that time, and that was one of the guys on the offense.
Ball start, number 66 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
So again, new wide receivers, so they're trying to get them lined up correctly, and so on the plays that they're wanting to run.
These are two teams that last season were very clean, not a lot of penalties. Look at Western Colorado, and I think last season only 47 penalty yards per game. Compton looking for a lane, finds it, patient running, up the middle for good yardage. Going to set up a very manageable 3rd and short.
Got back to 5 yards. They lost on the penalty. And so, again, and that time you're right. He was patient. He went to the left. It closed up. He saw an opening to the right and was able to slide through it.
This defense for Western Colorado, we'll talk here in just a second, let the play develop as it's a fake to Compton. Throw on the outside. Catch made, but right at the sticks. Oh, the Buffs got a favorable spot there. It's a good catch on the outside for Chris Sims. But from where the football was, Bryce, I don't know if he got the first down. Buffs will take it, though.
Yeah, absolutely. No replay in Division II. So, again, we'll take it. First down for the Buffs. Keep the drive going at the 36.
We get to see the replay. But, well, when he caught it initially.
He was up. So again, we're the ones that are incorrect on that. The official was right on top.
Forward momentum, and so the Buffs have another first down. Compton tries the right side, nothing going. Good job again from the backside. Give credit to number 13, Malcolm Wesley. And Kent mentioned it down on the sideline pregame. He said their secondary, their experience, they bring back some very good players. It was the defensive front that was younger.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That time, the defensive front, they had 4 guys up there. They're able to gum it up, and so Wesley able to come in and make the stop. Jared really didn't have any open lane to run through.
This defensive line, I was going to mention, last year they graduated an All-American, the RMAC Defensive Player of the Year, Will Lytle. He led the RMAC in sacks and tackles for loss.
Glad he graduated. Hope he got a good degree.
That's right. Yeah, he was a big part of their success last season. Compton up the middle, another good run across the 40 to the 42-yard line.
Wesley makes the stop again, and so playing almost like a linebacker. Wesley, of course, is the corner, but he's sliding down the line. He's coming a long way to come in and make those tackles.
The defensive players looking to step up this season. Defensive end number 97, Ricky Freeman. The nose tackle, Jalen Graham. Defensive end, Jack Anderson. Also Anthony Johnston as well. Gerber steps up, being flushed out of the pocket. He can run it. He's going to slide down and have another Buffs first down. We've known since Nick got here, Bryce, superior athlete. He can run around. You just want to make sure he doesn't get hit as he's making those scrambles.
That's true. They gave him a bad spot on the slide, though. They put him back 5 yards from where he started. Still enough for the first down, though, and that's a smart play to make.
Nearing 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. Play action, great protection. Gerber now being pressured, going to throw across the opposite side of the field, and it just fell short there. He had Chris Sims.
I think it got tipped.
Okay.
And that may be why, because he did have Chris Sims on. They kind of had a scissors pattern, an X cross for the receivers, and so he had Sims there, but I think somebody was able to touch it and knock it away. So knock it off of its trajectory.
Yeah, nice defensive play there for the Mountaineers. Jeremy Carnbay in the game as a tight end. We'll see Carnbay, we'll see Maxwell Perez, and then also Shaq Brown. 3 very talented tight ends. This is a handoff over the left side. Good cut and a nice run for the Buffs. That was number 8.
I'd say Smallwood
18.
with a nice job of getting out to the left side, and Isaiah, again, very quick, and that's the thing they like is his speed.
Isaiah last season finished the year against Bethel College, 14 carries, 87 yards. Had a big touchdown run in the Buffs win against Midwestern State, so he's got some experience, sophomore out of Austin. 3rd down and short. Buffs need this one. Fake it to Compton. Great play call. Gerber down the sideline. Watch out, Nick, with the wheels. Touchdown, Buffaloes.
And that was great play action. Gerber sold the handoff. Everybody came up, and then he got to the far side of the field, and then some speed that we didn't know Nick had.
I mean, it's a great play design by Russ Martin, Bryce, because you got 2 running backs in the game, so you're keying on all these running backs.
And so everybody comes up. Watch the defense comes up, and the corner comes over, and so there's nobody over on the far sideline, and then that's Nick with some good wheels to get in the end zone.
That's Nick Gerber outrunning a defensive back.
Yeah.
On the back end. Malcolm Wesley, the extra point from Urias is no good. Missed that one, so the Buffs will take a 10-point lead, 13-3. WT on top of Western Colorado, 3:23 to play first quarter. We're back after this full timeout on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
When you choose natural gas, chocolate chip cookies get a little tastier. Homes get a little cozier. Bank accounts tend to put on some weight. Towels get fluffier. Showers stay hotter for longer. And our blue planet gets a little greener. When it comes to choosing energy that's clean and efficient, nothing else could be more American. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Well, a 43-yard Nick Gerber touchdown run. Let's head down to the field. Kent Johnson. Kent, what'd you see?
Well, Bryce, before the game, I had the opportunity to talk with WT offensive coordinator Russ Martin. The obvious question, what are you going to try and do against these Mountaineers? He said, we'd like to be balanced, but we're going to see what they give us and try and take advantage. On the first 2 drives, the Buffs have had 11 rushes, 7 passing attempts. They've scored a touchdown through the air and on the ground. So far, it's working. Now let's see what the defense can do. Back upstairs, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Kent. That was a 9-play, 75-yard drive for the Buffaloes. Nick Gerber takes it in from 43 yards out on a kind of a naked bootleg as he went around to the left side and was able to take that one in. Extra point is no good. Buffs lead at 13-3.
Yeah, look at the yardage, 156
to 62. Yeah, at 94 net rushing yards.
They're going to return this one from the 2-yard line. It's Malcolm Wesley. Runs into a wall short of the 30-yard line. The Buffs pull the ball away. I think there's a turnover. The Buffs special teams just ripped it away. And it's Buff football off the special teams turnover.
Well, there you go. You play all 3 phases of the game, and the Buffaloes did a nice job as there was a block in front that knocked back a defender. And then coming up to stake that one away, they say, is it Carson Otwith who came away with it?
And we'll look at this one again.
On the replay.
You know, the return man kind of just runs into the wall, and then all of a sudden the ball just gets ripped out. Stay with the replay here.
There's a block in the back, no call. And then right there, it is. What a great defensive play that time by Carson Otworth. The defensive back, Carson, of course, from
Round Rock.
Man, nice play.
And so now the Buffs in business with the ball already deep in Mountaineers territory. Gerber looking to throw. Dump it off to Compton, who is hard to tackle in the open field. So shifty.
And I'll tell you what, Nick got a chance to survey the entire field that time. He looked for his primary targets. He had 2 receivers, one to the left, one to the right. They were covered up, and so the relief that time was Jared Compton. And then, again, you see that good speed from Jared.
A lot of touches for number 1 already here in the first quarter. Buffs now face a 2nd down and 3, Western Colorado. Not showing blitz. Compton over the right side. And that time a pretty good tackle after the first down was picked up. Give credit to Western Colorado defensively for doing a better job there. Darius Gaines coming up and making a stop.
It's interesting because how many of their deep backs, their quarterbacks, are the ones coming up to make the stops?
Smallwood will come in at running back, give Compton a breather. 1st and goal for WT, already leading by 10 and looking for more. This is Smallwood, just up the gut, and this time is stopped after a short gain.
Got inside the 5-yard line, and so again, nice run for Isaiah, showed good power.
Tackle made by Kendall Lightfoot.
Shaq Brown will come in as a tight end. Carnbay's out there as well, double tight end on the right side. Actually, triple tight ends.
Give me another tight end, Bryce. This is a fake to Smallwood. Slant, caught, touchdown. Tyree Tipton. You had all those tight ends on the right side. Forgot about number 19 on the left. And it's a beautiful pass and catch there.
It's a perfect pass because I thought it was going to be. I didn't see Tyree coming out of the corner of my eye until the very last second. And Tyree just reaches up and snags that football.
I mean, you could not have drew up a better start here for the Buffaloes, Bryce, other than a missed extra point, which you're going to try to tack this one on. Gage will try to make up for that last miss. Good snap, hold down, and this time Urias' extra point is good. It is all WT right now. A little shell shock. The Mountaineers, they got to find their stride after you see this. Smallwood with a run. The Buffs got a touchdown pass to Tyree Tipton, and they lead it 20-3 with 1:42 left to play in the quarter. We're back after this timeout.
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
Well, Carson Otwood started this as he makes a special teams play, strips the ball from the return man. That sets up the Buffs at the 19. They go on a 4-play drive. They cap it off with a 4-yard pass to Tyree Tipton. A beautiful route. The extra point is good. The Buffs lead this one 20-3 with 1:42 left to play in the first.
Yeah, and if you're Western Colorado right now, I mean, this first quarter's not even over, and you're down 17 points. They were not in these situations last year, so you're going to have to depend on your leaders. One of those obviously being your quarterback, Connor Desch, and his offensive line. The return up across the 20. So a decent one there for number 6, Darius Gaines, on the return for the Mountaineers. Bryce, offensively for Western Colorado, what do they need more of right now?
Well, I think we're still kind of wondering why Josh Cummings isn't out there. And so, again, that kind of throws your momentum, not your momentum, but really your equilibrium off when you anticipate he's going to carry it a bunch. And so they're having to go to their second and third running backs. And so I think they're just off kilter a little bit. They'll get it. We're still here early in the first quarter.
Again, Cummings last year, all RMAC, over 1,300 yards on the ground, 17 touchdowns. And this season he was on the D2 Elite 100 watch list. On first down, they'll hand it off to Hogan over the left side. Nothing going, and that's because Chris Thomas plugs the hole. Chris Thomas, that is career number 245 career tackles for Chris Thomas.
He is so good. I mean, he really is kind of that glue. He's the rah-rah leader on the defense.
He's a bull in there.
And he definitely is. And so, again, when you got J.T. Clevenger, the preseason defensive player of the year, Chris Thomas maybe say, hey, I'm not too bad either.
Yeah, his freshman season, he actually led the Buffs with 104 tackles. It's second down and 10. Desch will roll to the right. The toss caught. Good play there as they were able to get something on the outside. Catch made by number 12, and that is Andrew Montez.
Ty Dillon comes up as he makes the first hit, and then cleaning everything up for the Buffaloes that time was Preston Staszewski.
Yeah, the corner position, that was one thing the Buffs replacing some players from last season.
Right. And so that's where that question mark has been. But so far, really, they played well.
Third down and short here for Western Colorado. Nearing the end of quarter number 1, just 20 seconds left. Buffs up 20-3. Desch. Season opening. He's going to run and get hit hard at the end of the run, but fearless, he picks up the first down. I mean, and that's, you're talking out in the open, and you see number 45, J.T. Cavender, coming right at you.
Yeah, and again,
toughness from Desch.
Exactly, and so J.T. just lowers the boom. But Desch knew where he needed to get, and he picked up the first down.
And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. The Buffaloes.
That's the end of the first quarter.
The Buffaloes using, yeah, that's right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Referee. And the Buffaloes, Bryce, special teams, defense, offense, everything going good so far.
Yeah, this first quarter's been ideal. Let's see if we can keep it rolling.
We're back after this full timeout. Start the second quarter from Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium after this.
And get helped, get fitted, and get your questions answered, and find out about our price matching online today.
Big thanks, obviously, to our sponsors helping bring it. Look at the crowd over there having a great time here at Bain-Schaeffer Stadium. Take me a minute from time to time. And so, again, we really appreciate the crowd that is here. They're enjoying this effort in the first quarter. The Buffs lead this one by a count of 20-3. 175 yards to 74. But Mountaineers are on a bit of a run right now, thanks to their quarterback.
Yeah, I think if you're Western Colorado, right now with Cummings obviously not playing tonight, it looks like it's on Desh's shoulders, and that's going to be also the wide receivers that are going to have to step up here tonight for Western Colorado. On first down, Desh, good protection. He's going to heave this ball down the field, trying to make an adjustment on the ball, but it falls incomplete. The intended receiver, Victory David. And good coverage by the Buffs that time defensively.
Yeah, back there to try to put some pressure on for the Buffs, number 38, seemed Shuva. And it looked like they both got turned around, and Shuva and the intended target kind of bumped into each other, but good no call by the official.
How about Shuva out there, Bryce? A true freshman.
Yeah.
He's from Allen, Texas. Out of Allen High School, obviously, one of the top programs in the state of Texas. Youngster doing a good job here. It's a handoff on second down, and Hogan finds some decent running room. He's going to gain 3 or 4 yards over the middle.
Shuva comes up and makes the stop. That time he had a nice read on the running lane and came up and made the tackle.
And let's give some credit to the running back, Hogan. He's very fast. I mean, he's already made some good plays. The difference is, Bryce, he's not 6 feet, 220 pounds. He's only 180 pounds. So in terms of him being able to carry the ball 30 times tonight, I don't know if that's possible.
Right.
Right now it's third down and 6. 3 receivers split out to the far side. See if the Buffs bring pressure. They do. Desh recognizes it, throws it underneath, and that's a first down. What an alert play by the senior quarterback, because he had 2 Buffaloes ready to rip his head off.
Yeah, and he was able to get a Victory David. He pulls that one in for the first down, but you're right. That's a veteran quarterback. He saw the pressure coming, looked for his quick target, and found him.
They go tempo here this time. Hogan is going to be hit. He's going to fall forward for just a gain of 1. A lot of Buffs back there. The first one to shoot through was Darius Carlson. He's a new outside linebacker, 6'3", 220-pound sophomore. I say new. Played in limited action last year, a transfer from Central Washington.
A.J. Magruder also came up from that nose tackle position and helped make the stop.
And A.J. has switched sides of the ball, Bryce. He was an offensive lineman to start for the Buffs. Desh in trouble. Manages to get back to the line of scrimmage. There's Magruder. And
he's pumped.
You make that transition. That's pretty impressive there. He said, I don't want to block people. I want to go tackle people.
There you see Desh. He just saw there was nothing and took off, but ran right into the defender. And A.J. was able to take him down for no gain. Well, actually, maybe half a yard gain.
Third down and long for Western Colorado. Buffs with a nickel package in. A lot of defensive backs on the field. See what the Mountaineers counter with. Swing it over the middle to the running back, Hogan, and he's hit hard. Good play by Eric Goodman, a sophomore out of College Station. Really fast player on the edge.
What's interesting, too, for the Buffaloes, we're seeing a lot of guys get in right now. They're not the first or second team, but they're third-team guys that are getting in.
Making plays. Fourth down and short. Western Colorado going for it, trailing already by 17 points here in the second quarter.
Coaches for WT say, watch the football. Don't anybody move.
Play clock down to 6 seconds. Desh. And that's going to be another first down. Good play across the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And that's just, again, veteran play where Desch was looking for the relief valve, and he saw him coming over, and he was able to make the stop. And so, but it was after the first down's picked up. So again, another veteran play by Connor Desch.
Yeah, picking up some big conversions here. Western Colorado be huge if they could get a score, even a field goal here, an answer just to slow the Buffs' momentum down some. Hogan tries the left side. Good run. He stays on his feet at the 10. Hogan is into the end zone. Yeah, 2 late flags. And if this is against the Mountaineers, which I think it is, they're going to be very frustrated because, Bryce, the flags were thrown as he was waltzing into the end zone.
They really were. And the thing is, he was stopped. The Buffs had him wrapped up, and then he was able to kind of step out of a tackle and just keep moving forward. But
holding number 12 of the offense.
One of the receivers.
That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's first down.
That will drive the wide receivers coach mad because there's no reason for that. Downfield, here's the replay, Bryce. We'll see where they go to Hogan. Is a really impressive run by Hogan.
Right there, he steps out of a tackle. Here's a second one he steps out of, and there's the hold. You see, and there he grabbed the jersey. That's the one. He was trying to make a downfield block, but grabbed the jersey, and that's where the hold came.
It's still first down. It's first down and 5, though, now for Western Colorado. You see Desch changing the play. Comes up and lets his line know what's going on. It's a handoff right up the middle. This is another running back in the game. And this is number 80, which for me growing up as a kid, that was Jerry Rice.
That's exactly
right. But who's our new running back?
Matthew
Cordova.
Matthew Cordova.
Well, and you can tell, Bryce, this is something that for Western Colorado, again, no Josh Cummings.
So they're running back by committee. They're having other guys step up and fill in.
Desch will throw on second down, going for it all down the left side. Incomplete, great play by the Buffs' Ty Dillon to knock that loose at the last second.
That was a very athletic play because it looked like Ty was beat. He got down there and then just went up. There is a flag on the play.
There is a flag. I didn't see that at the 10-yard line. Western Colorado clapping and saying, yep, that's going to go against the Buffaloes.
Well, and again, that could have been early in the route because the play in the end zone was done nicely by Ty Dillon.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 3 of the defense for taunting. That penalty's enforced half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down. That's number 3's first unsportsmanlike of the game.
And that is going to gray some hairs for head coaches because, again, you made a great play. Here's the replay. You see the play. He makes a nice job of standing up, and then, okay, he does whatever that is. And that's where the taunting came up from.
So it's now first down and goal for Western Colorado. See if they can take advantage of the Buffs' mistake there. Again, WT leading 20-3. Hogan going to take it over the right side. Good blocking as he'll gain about 3 yards. You got to hold on to that football. Buffs trying to rip it out. This offensive line for Western Colorado settling in as the game goes on.
And that was the X-Man coming up, Xavier Rivera coming in and able to make the stop. But you're absolutely right. They're beginning to get in rhythm. They're kind of getting some of the nerves that are gone. Now they've settled into a regular game rotation.
The center, first-team All-RMAC selection last year, 3-year starter Clayton Martin, and then the right guard Matthias Sua. They'll run behind those guys again. Not much going there. Again, great play for WT. Carson Otworth slides down from the safety position and makes the stop right at the 5-yard line.
Again, another name we haven't seen out there, Carson Otworth, special teams, but he comes up and makes a nice stop, prevents much of a gain.
Big third down here, Western Colorado. Let's see what they do.
Well, this is your veteran quarterback. That's what you're looking for right now. I mean, everything kind of rides on his shoulders as he splits 2 out to the right and left.
Connor Desch. No tight ends on the field right now. 2 receivers to each side. And it's incomplete. Buffs had too much pressure. JT Cavender was in the face of Connor Desch, and that play just simply could not develop.
I was going to see if they were going to try to go for it on fourth, but instead they send the special teams unit out.
Yeah, you need the points right now. You got a reliable kicker in Alec Fonseca, and so what you're hoping, Bryce, is if you're Western Colorado, get this field goal here, and then defensively they have got to find a way to slow down the Buffaloes, because offensively everything has worked for WT in this first half. Short field goal try. That'll be a 22-yard attempt by Fonseca, and it slides in. It's good. So they do get the field goal. Buffs hold, though, as only 2 field goals to show so far tonight for Western Colorado. 20-6 is the score, 9:32 to play before halftime. We'll step aside, be back with more college football right after these messages.
90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1831 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
Well, a field goal is good, and so it's 20-6 in favor of the Buffaloes. Here's our first quarter stats for Western Colorado. They have 22 yards rushing. The Buffs 102, 73 for the Buffs through the air, 52 for Western Colorado. You can see the difference, 175.
Yeah, everything
to
in favor of the home team.
Everything looks good for WT right now. By the way, that was a 15-play, 65-yard drive that was capped with that 20-yard field goal.
And both quarterbacks right now being very efficient. Dash 6 of 10. Nick Gerber 7 for 9. 2 touchdowns. That's the difference. The Buffs have been able to score touchdowns, just 2 field goals right now for Western Colorado. This is Heston Marshall from the 2-yard line. He'll start over the left side and then cut in, get across to 20, and a good special teams play as the tackle made by number 28, Cy Shope.
So the Buff offense comes out for the first time in the second quarter, but leading this one 20-6.
Look at Western Colorado, their head coach, Jazz Baines, last year the RMAC Coach of the Year, Region 5 Coach of the Year. And Bryce, he had a standout career as a player at Fresno State, a part of 3 different teams that won bowl games for Fresno State Bulldogs.
Right, and again, when you look at his overall record, 37-75, but last year was the exceptional year.
On first down, the Buffs hand the ball off. I believe that was Isaiah Smallwood across the 25 up to the 27-yard line. And one of the Buffs' offensive linemen a little slow to get up. That's Zane Madison. You need him out there.
Yeah, you do not want your center hobbling around. It's one of those 2 where you kind of just take an extra moment and let him collect himself.
Good thing for the Buffs so far in this first half. There have been very few negative yardage plays, as the running back Smallwood will move over and set on the left side. Blitz pressure coming from Western Colorado. Gerber gets it out quickly. Catch made, and then a nice job defensively for Western Colorado, stopping the receiver short right after he caught it. That was Tyler Sweet again. A couple of catches tonight.
Yeah, his 3rd catch of the ball game.
Well, this is a great situation for the offensive coordinator, Russ Martin, to be in 3rd down and 2. He'll take this all day long. So they bring 2 tight ends in on the field right now, Shaq Brown and Maxwell Perez at the bottom of the screen. Smallwood, good run across the 35. First down, Buffaloes.
It was a good block up front, but again, that really was on Isaiah on a nice kind of stutter step. He went to the left, cut back to the right, and then was able to pick up the first down. He liked the shifty running a little bit there from Isaiah. That's what made the difference.
Yeah, he's got 5 carries now, and that's good to give Compton a little bit of a breather. The first down play, they stay on the ground this time. Not much going for Smallwood. Good defense for Western Colorado. A couple of players come in and just sandwich the runner. One of them, number 50, defensively, and that is Carson Mandrill.
Well, again, you look at the Buffs, you like what they're doing rushing the football right now, but your leading rusher is your quarterback, and that was because he had a nice 43-yard gallop into the end zone.
play action, going for a strike down the side. Bogardus has it at the 20. Noah Bogardus still on his feet across the 10, and now they blow the whistles. Beautiful pass play from Gerber to Bogardus.
Man, that was just pure speed that time. Noah got ahead of the defender, and Nick saw him all the way. You watch here on the replay as they go, and they're going quick.
All right, Gerber's going to hand it off to Smallwood up the middle. They're trying to catch Western Colorado off guard. And the defense a little tired as well.
Well, and again, you could see how Bogardus got ahead of the defense on that replay and really did a nice job. It just kind of ran out of oxygen toward the end, and that's why they're able to catch him. In fact, he's going to come over and get a breather. He's probably tired.
One of the more efficient halves of offensive football we've seen in quite some time for the Buffs.
Absolutely right. And again, they've been very effective in moving, mixing the run and the pass.
On second down, over the left side.
Isaiah Smallwood again, good speed. That first step is so quick, and that's what made the difference as he got down to the 2.
So you stay with your run game here, or you utilize one of your tight ends that's on the field. You got a couple big tight ends in there, Bryce. Carnbay on the left. Shaq Brown, he's actually in the slot. It's going to be Smallwood, and Smallwood's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffaloes. They punch it in from 2 yards out, and the offensive line, a lot of credit there.
Yeah, the nice open hole that time, and Isaiah, again, with a quick first step, able to get in there and get in for the score.
The Buffaloes offensively really dominating in this first half. They are over 250 total yards of offense, and we still have 5:59 to play here in the second quarter. The extra point from Urias. And it is good. WT offensively a machine tonight that Western Colorado, they're having a hard time figuring out.
There's the replay, and again, sidesteps one tackle. They were going to the right. He comes back to the left and just uses the individual effort to get into the end zone.
We'll take a quick timeout, come back with the kickoff. Buffs on top 27-6 over Western Colorado.
We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium. The WT student section still up on their feet, making a lot of noise, and it's all Buffaloes right now, 27-6. Another word, I guess you could say, Bryce, is a clinic. This has been an offensive clinic for WT.
And the thing is, the Buffs that time, 8 plays, 77 yards, that 2-yard run by Isaiah Smallwood. Before that, it was a 15-play, 65-yard drive. It was a 9-play, 75-yard drive. The opening possession was a 9-play, 76-yard drive. And so, again, long drives, the Buffs have been able to mix it up really nice and keep Western Colorado off balance.
And we're talking about the WT offense. Let's give credit to the defense as well. 2 times that they have stood tall deep in the red zone and held the Mountaineers to 2 field goals. Kickoff will be a fair caught that time by number 13, the defensive back, return specialist Malcolm Wesley. So the Mountaineers come back on the field, and still plenty of time here in the second quarter.
What is so impressive here with 5:56 left to play in the first half, Buffs 252 yards offensively, but 125 of that is rushing. You expect the passing game, but they're balanced, 125 rushing, 127 on the through the air. And so a good, nice, balanced menu that Russ Martin has doled up here in this first half.
Another stat that just catches my eye here, Bryce. 6 for 6, the Buffs are on third down.
Yeah. And we, in the past, we've talked about how their proficiency needs to be a little better. Well, it's great so far tonight.
So Connor Desch leads the offense back on the field. And a handoff over the left side. Oh, the tackler finishes that one off. It's a nice 3-yard run for Damian Macias.
Preston Stawuski.
That's right,
The Stew Man comes up and makes the stop. And watch this here again on the replay. Again, Stawuski comes up and just reads the lane, comes back from its corner position, great angle, makes the stop.
I believe they call that form tackling.
That is exactly right.
Second down play here. And the ball thrown low. Receiver was open, but a tough play to make for Desch with a defensive lineman breathing down his neck.
Hudson Grant was wide open. You couldn't get any better than that, and the pass just skips to him, and so that is incomplete.
And again, for Western Colorado, the opener here on the road, and they're quickly in a situation, a big hole that they did not find themselves in a situation like this most all last season.
Right, and so that is where your character check comes about. How can your team kind of rebound from this? They still have another half to go, and so they'll make some adjustments, but how do you get them in sync?
It's a big third down play here. Desch is going to be dumped. The sack by Chris Thomas.
And Chris just wheeled around that time. It was a delayed blitz as he waited and then came on a wheel around and was able to come in and make the stop.
Yeah, you see it right there. That receiver goes across the formation.
And so Chris waits. You see him right in the center of the screen and then just wheels around right there.
Oh, right past the tackle. No chance there for Thomas. You know, last season played 7 games, had an injury bug for a little while, but still was able to make honorable mention all LSC. The punt will be fielded at the 35-yard line. Spinning off tacklers is Tyler Sweet. And a decent return there to the 44-yard line. The Buffs, Bryce, they're going to try to go put more points on the board before halftime.
You should, because your offense is playing well. They're kind of hot. They've got emotion going. And so we'll see what they do.
They take a quick timeout right now. So we'll step aside as well. 27-6, Buffs lead it. And when we come back, Nick Gerber's offense on the field again for the Buffaloes.
90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
Oh, this is fun. Buffaloes lead it 27-6. Crowds into it in a big way. They're enjoying the, what is this dance? The chicken dance?
Yeah, chicken. I don't want to be a chicken.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a duck. Something. I want to be a Buff.
There
right?
you go. And the Buff fans are enjoying it as Nick Gerber brings the offense out, leading 27-6. Nice job so far by the Buffaloes.
Yeah, we got the feel from the coaches and also from the senior players, leaders like Nick Gerber and Jared Compton and Chris Thomas, that this team was ready to come out, Bryce, and make a statement. They are doing it so far. On first down, Smallwood, the ball carrier. And a good push defensively for Western Colorado on that play. That was big, 98, Jalen Graham, 280-pound senior from Chula Vista, California. And on the stop,
Chris Sims was the guy in the backfield that time. He was in motion and came to the near side. And so, again, just a little bit different of a formation for the Buffs. The one thing we haven't seen, we've seen Isaiah out there quite a bit. And I was looking now, Jared Compton's down on the right, down here on the sideline. And the last carry he had, it looked like he might have got a little extra pressure.
Pressure coming, so Gerber had to throw it out of bounds, and that was a good rush on the backside. Again, they used those corners and safeties. That was Darius Gaines that was able to apply pressure, and now it's going to be third down and long, one of the few third and long situations tonight in the first half for WT.
Well, you talk about, the free safeties. Maxwell, 6 feet, 190 pounds. Mullen, 5'10", 195. Malcolm Weasley, 5'11". Darius Gaines, 6'2". And they use them like linebackers, really, more than anything else.
All right, so here's the third down play. Buffs with 3 receivers on the field. One of those, see number 80, Tyshawn Buckner. Gerber is going to roll to the left. He's just going to run it at the 45-50. And Nick Gerber, where did he step out?
At the 43.
He got the first down. I was watching behind the play. There was some pushing and shoving going on between one of the linemen and the defensive players for Western Colorado. But here again, you think you got everybody covered, Bryce, and then there goes Nick Gerber.
Yeah, and Dominic Fletcher coming over. He's the linebacker trying to get to him, dives at the feet, but again, good speed by Nick Gerber.
Underrated speed.
It really is. He picks up the first down and keeps the chains moving.
We'll have to ask Nick, back in his heyday at Level A, was he on the sprint relay team, Bryce? That's the question. 1st and 10, Smallwood. Good hold, just tripped up.
Yeah, just lost his footing on that. He's so upset because he had as you call it, a beautiful hole and was going to shoot through it and just kind of stumbled.
And watching the Buffs offensive line, you mentioned Samuel Treadway. He's doing a really good job at right tackle.
He really is. In fact, the offensive line has been really nice so far here in the first half.
Clock down to 2:45 to play here in the first half. Jeremy Carnbay, the tight end on the right. Shaq Brown, the tight end on the left. They run it. A hole opens up, and Smallwood is able to spin forward and gain a few yards. They'll set up another third down and short play. And you look at Western Colorado last season, 10-2 record, and their 2 losses were close. In fact, we saw Colorado School of Mines last year. The Buffs played them in a great contest. That was their only loss in the regular season to Colorado School of Mines, and that was in overtime.
Right.
Gerber, quick sling on the outside. Buckner dropped that one. He was looking up ahead to try to make something after the catch. Forgot to make the catch first.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. And he's nervous. He's out there. And so, again, it came over to him. And he turned his head upfield to see where he wanted to go before securing the catch, and so that's why he dropped the football.
So, will they punt here on 4th down and 4?
Nope, Gerber's staying out there.
Okay. Now, remember, he can use that quick kick. He did it last year and pinned it inside the 2-yard line. But Buffs are going for it, and why not? Smallwood picks up the first down. How much confidence does that tell you that Hunter Hughes has in that offensive line?
Man, that's huge.
Wow.
Because, again, it was Smallwood who goes right up the middle. He doesn't go to the outside. He takes it. It's a mano-a-mano, and so he's able to pick up the first down.
That is one that really is a gut punch to the Mountaineers. 4th and 4, calmly walk up to the line and basically go over the right side, pick up the yardage for the first down. This time, Smallwood stuffed after just a gain of 1 there.
Yeah, again, tried to go off the left side of the line that time, but the Mountaineers had that one read really well and were able to bring 5 up and put a hat on a hat and make the stop.
Look at Western Colorado to start the season, Bryce. They're the Road Warriors next week in Odessa at UTPB, and then the following week at Colorado State Pueblo.
Oh, man, that's crazy. Yeah, a lot of road games for them to start the season.
They're going to bring some pressure here. Gerber throws it on the far side. A great snag on the out route, complete to Bogardus for a gain, a nice gain, short just barely of that first down marker. And that's a good connection there from a quarterback and wide receiver that are in sync.
Yeah, again, you trust where they're going to run their routes and how they're going to get there, and that time just a perfect strike.
Clock now ticking, 40 seconds left in the half. Gerber throws. Bogardus again, a shoe comes off.
Oh, and he dropped
it's
the
incomplete.
football. Yeah, he had it, but as the shoe came off,
so did the
and
ball.
he was falling down, the ball was stripped. Credit, again, Gaines was in coverage, and he makes the strip and knocks it away.
Reminds me, I'm always telling my son, make sure your shoes are tied.
34 seconds, the Buffs can just kind of use the clock here a little bit.
4th down and 1. Shaq Brown is the quarterback under center. Why not?
And he gets the first down.
He does have enough for the first down. The clock will stop. WT still has all their timeouts remaining, so expecting they will take one with just 30 seconds remaining.
And this may be one here.
Yeah, they're going to
timeout. West
take
Texas A&M, their first of the half. It's a 30-second timeout.
Well, I'll tell you what, Shaq Brown, 6'2", 250. Why not put him behind the center?
Hey.
Protect your quarterback. Let him go off the right side of the line. Again, they go the right side, so that's the freshman and sophomore on the right side that they go behind to pick up the first down, or the redshirt freshman, I should say.
Bryce, your thoughts right now? WT, I mean, if they're able to score, let's say even just a field goal, that's 30-6 at halftime. I mean, so many things going right for the home team in a game where the number 17 team in the country comes to your place.
Well, absolutely, and so you want to get off to a good start. And the thing is, I think what they're going to be really happy with is the fact that the offense is doing well on all cylinders. And by that I mean the run game looks good. Passing game, obviously, with Nick controlling it, is looking really good. The offensive line has done what we thought we didn't know, but we were hoping they would do. Done a nice job. And so, again, everything is working to the satisfaction of what the coaches are going to talk about when they go in the locker room.
Mention another offensive lineman in right now, junior number 60, Sterling Henderson, 6'3", 270-pounder, just down the road from Farwell. First down and 10. Gerber out of the gun. Going down the seam, and it's picked off. Intercepted by the Mountaineers. They're bringing it back at the 20, 25, 30, and taking down a big play. All kinds of penalty markers come flying in after the celebration.
Well, that's going to be interesting. But, again, Nick Gerber just kind of sailed that one. Great position by the corner, or the safety, as he was just playing back center field.
That was Ethan Sanchez Maxwell that made that interception.
And that was just a bad throw. That was the only bad throw Nick Gerber's had in this first half, and that one went sailing.
Well, this penalty marker is big, because if this is against WT, now the ball's moved across midfield, and Western Colorado still has 17 seconds and 3 timeouts remaining.
Well, they're still discussing it out there. Hunter Hughes got kind of the description from the sideline official of what they're talking about. And so one of those, there's a lot of things that go on out there too. The Western Colorado guys were coming out on the field.
After the interception, during the return, personal foul, face mask of the passing team, 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 98 of the intercepting team. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced. It's first down, Western Colorado.
So, in essence, offsetting penalties on that one. They'll mark them both off because one was in live action, one was after the play. But you see Nick had a step back. He didn't get his feet going forward. And so, again, Maxwell was just playing in center field there, makes the interception. And so there's the face mask right there as he lost his face mask. And then a player came up and knocked down one of the WT players. And again, you want to go in the locker room, everybody's got composure.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes where the Buffs in times past would have got up and wanted to go after somebody. The player just walked back to the huddle and let the officials sort it out.
Incidental face mask. It was Zane Madison that reached out there trying to pull down Maxwell Sanchez. Connor Desch just throws it out to the running back Macias, and he'll step out of bounds after a very short gain. Stop the clock with 11 seconds to play before halftime.
If you're WT, you're disappointed you didn't come away with points. Yet at the same time, right now, you like how your team is responding defensively.
Well, what you've done too, Bryce, is you forced Western Colorado going into the second half essentially to be a passing team. I mean, they're going to have to throw the ball to get back in this game, and that's not what they want to do first. Second down and long here for Desch with Macias behind him in the backfield. A rush. Swing it to Macias. He's got a first down. The clock will stop with 4 seconds left, and we're going to have a quick timeout that will be taken by Western Colorado. Let's step aside. We'll take a short timeout. 30-second break. We'll come back with the last play or two of the first half. Buffs lead at 27-6 over Western Colorado. Here from Canyon, Texas. We're back after this.
Welcome to MetaDrive Pharmacy, Canyon's hometown pharmacy for over 32 years. We greet you by name, and our pharmacists take the time to counsel you and answer all your questions. Our Health Mart Pharmacy specializes in serving our community with fast, friendly, professional service and the highest quality medicines and health products. We accept most insurance plans, including Medicaid and Medicare, and we offer free in-town delivery to your home or business. Come visit us for all your healthcare needs.
Went for a onside kick, landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having the access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, I mean, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go. This is one of the best places in Amarillo.
Welcome back to Canyon, Texas, Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium. 27-6 score. First and 10 for Western Colorado. Most likely the last play here of the half. Desch going to be taken down for a big sack. As coming through for the Buffaloes defensively, Goo with the sack for the Buffaloes. That will end the first half. There's Antonio Iwagwu that shoots through on the outside, just bull rushes his man.
Man, he does an awesome job. Again, he comes around, has to wheel around and come in and put pressure on the quarterback to make the stop. Nice way to end it. And, of course, what we want to do is head down to Ken Johnson just a moment as we await Hunter Hughes and, I don't know, a 27-6 lead.
Could this be one of the better halftime interviews?
I would be extremely happy with what is going on. And so we'll see what Hunter has to say as Kent is there and making his way.
Well, we've got Coach Hughes with us right now, up 27-6 at the half. That's the good. I know you've got some concerns about what you've seen, but offensively, moving the football.
Yeah, offensively, we were playing great until that last drive. And, Nick just tried to sell one in there and just put it in the wrong spot. So, we wanted to try to get 7 there or at least 3 to put a little more margin in and maybe take him out of the game, but it's a good team, so they made a good play, and we had to come back out. So
you mentioned Western, a good team. Their offense can score points, and you've done an excellent job keeping them out of the end zone. And a penalty probably gave them 3 points as well.
Well, that's part of it is make them kick field goals and keep them out of the end zone. I think we got a good chance to win games. I know they're depleted a little bit, so they're coming out trying to run the ball, and kind of like what Colorado Mines did to us last year. And we've got to be a little tougher up in the middle and not have stupid penalties.
2 more quarters to go. Keep the focus.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Halfway there, 27-6 Buffaloes. We'll be back after this break with our halftime activities. You're watching Buffaloes football on the LSC Digital Network.
WT student athletes drink low-fat chocolate milk post-workout because it helps replenish and restore muscles quickly to their peak potential. Scientific studies suggest that the immediate benefits of low-fat chocolate milk include boosted performance, improved training, and higher recovery rates in athletes. Add low-fat chocolate milk to your post-workout routine.
Go Buffs!
he's doing it, I won't. So that's okay. It's nice to return up here.
Bryce, you know you make me look better.
Why is he on camera? I just figured we pop down and say hi.
Well, we're good.
We used to think we had faces for radio, right? We always used to say.
My mom tells me that every day.
Now we're on TV.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Crazy.
For the sake of Emerald Republic, I should not be up.
Well, you're a former player. What do you think?
I mean, this kid, as not as expected, but I have no issues with what WT has done as well as the game. I think so whenever we came in, it was so very much run first. Yeah, that's a run game. Last game, I was like, now opening up those play action, those sets, you know, that receivers anymore. Some players just start opening base with receivers, so we always have that just like, you're more than just,
They look good. They look good. So,
We'll get out of here, Aaron.
all right, man. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right.
Whatever.
Good meeting you. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. So what are we doing here? Are we not doing an interview?
We don't have stats. Did they play his Engler interview or whatever it was?
No, they didn't do either. So they haven't played the interview. We're just watching the band.
And we don't have stats because they froze.
So what are we doing?
They did freeze.
Yeah, they thought they were up. They had.
So as soon as they're done with this, we'll roll into a 1 or 2 minute commercial. How much time do we have left?
We've got 12:50 left.
Yeah, we got a lot to go here. Don't have stats.
You guys may talk about Thunder. We showed it, but we didn't talk a lot about it. So you may.
It's a cow.
So it's apparently our good luck charm.
Weeks of covert practice. Yeah. Is this where we're supposed to be? Right?
80 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1831 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
Choosing the right countertops for your kitchen can be tricky. Nowadays, there are hundreds of colors, patterns, and textures and materials that range from natural to engineered stone. Marble Depot is here for you throughout every step of the process. And yes, we do have a lot of options that might make that decision a little harder, but we're also going to ask the right questions so that you get the most out of your investment. So come by our showroom and let us help create what you've been dreaming of.
Delicious, refreshing, Pepsi.
Since 1910, WT and the Department of Agricultural Sciences have served the Panhandle and beyond.
Today, WT is committed to continuing an ag heritage tradition while inspiring innovation and cutting-edge education. As a regional research university, through ag industry partnerships, WT is focused on solving real-world problems and developing future ag leaders. For more information about supporting WT Ag, go to wtamu.edu/agday.
Welcome.
Well, welcome back to Bain-Schaeffer Stadium as the Buffaloes lead here at the half, 27-6. The offense has looked incredible. Defense has played extremely well. The things we were worried about at the beginning was the offensive line. They have looked spectacular. And then the secondary, they were young. We weren't sure how they'd play. And they've done a really nice job.
Yeah, the secondary has stood up to the challenge. The defense has kept a potentially high-scoring offense out of the end zone. Right. And as we asked Coach Hughes there at the end, had the 3 points.
Right.
And then you don't get greedy on the final drive. The Buffs could rewrite. 27-6 is very good, but we know it's a 4-quarter football game.
Yeah, so 2 more quarters to get through. And so that's what both teams were talking about. Coaches obviously making adjustments. And so I guess the big story here a little bit for Western Colorado is the guy that the bell cow, the guy that carries everything, the running back, has not played in the game. We haven't heard anything one way or the other, but the one thing we do know is he's not out there, so they're having to go 2, 3, and 4 deep in order to try to get their running game going.
Yeah, this is a guy, Cummings, we're referring to, that gained over 13 1,700 yards last year, scored 17 touchdowns. Right now, Connor Dash is having to try and carry the load, so to speak, and the Buffs have only allowed him to complete 7 of 12 passes, and with one exception, they've all been underneath routes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's adjusted because of the good pressure from WT. He's going to his short man. He's not being able to get it up the field. He has to go with the relief, and so he's found the relief valve and is able to dump that off, and that's been the difference for them. Nick Gerber, again, 10 of 16, 135 yards, 2 touchdowns in this one so far. Also, Nick is the leading rusher, 3 carries, 63 yards, but 43 of that was on that beautiful play option where play action, I should say, where he faked the handoff, and then he wheels around. We'll get to the highlights in a moment, but he wheels around and is able to take that in from 43 yards out.
We talked to Russ Martin before the game. What are you going to try and do here? Well, coaches are going to play it close to the vest. He says, we're going to take what they give us, but we'd like to be balanced. Well, the Buffs have distributed the ball to 5 different receivers for 10 completions. They've had 4 different players carry the football. They've amassed 286 yards, of which 151 have been on the ground.
Yeah, and that's the big key, over 100 yards early in this one tonight, so 151 rushing yards in this, and that's what allows your offense to do a lot of different things. Plus, the defense has only allowed 122 yards total tonight, so that's also big for the Buffaloes. They've forced the Mountaineers to basically settle for 2 field goals, and that's been it.
Yeah, I mean, the box score is going to show Western Colorado 2 out of 2 in the red zone, but the reality is they've kicked field goals. The Buffs have scored touchdowns.
One of the things to start off the game tonight, well, it's not Bucky. Bucky is the mascot, but it wasn't him running out of the tunnel. It was Thunder 14 who came out this evening, and so that was a new wrinkle, so to speak, as the Buffalo gets to run out tonight with the herdsman, and that kind of got the crowd fired up.
Well, it did. The Thunder, this is Thunder 14, the 14th iteration of live mascots, hasn't made an appearance since we opened Buffalo Stadium back in 2019. And this year the herdsman and the athletic department got together and said, we've got a bison that we think will be conducive to performing in front of a live audience, so to speak. So for the past 2 weeks, the herdsmen have been working Thunder out here in Buffalo Stadium under the lights after everyone is out of here. Kind of a covert operation, so to speak. But he has performed wonderfully. He did a great job tonight. And to see the student section when Brad Stark, our PA announcer, announced what we were going to do. Of course, I'm down there to cue them onto the field, but you could feel the energy in the stadium build up, and that was really, really a neat experience. We were going to see how Thunder performed tonight, and if it worked, then we're going to keep doing it. And I think everyone was giving thumbs up to Thunder. He led the team on the field. He wasn't gun shy. From what I've been told, the only thing that makes him flinch is lightning. But if we got lightning, we got to delay anyway, and we're not running on the field.
Well, nothing like that tonight. The Buffs lead this at the half, 27-6. It's been all WT in the first half that we talked about. And so what we'll do is kind of take a look at some highlights momentarily, but first we'll take this time out, and we'll be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
MetaDrive Pharmacy, Canyon's hometown pharmacy for over 32 years. We greet you by name, and our pharmacists take the time to counsel you and answer all your questions. Our Health Mart Pharmacy specializes in serving our community with fast, friendly, professional service and the highest quality medicines and health products. We accept most insurance plans, including Medicaid and Medicare, and we offer free in-town delivery to your home or business. Come visit us for all your healthcare needs.
Went for a onside kick, landed on my knee pretty hard and ended up fracturing my femur. I ended up having to go back and have surgery. Even the day after I had surgery, I was back in the clinic here. It's nice to have people help me rehab at a caliber of what I'm used to feeling like I can do. One thing that I really liked was having the access to the turf, because that's what I'm used to playing on. Now, I mean, it feels like nothing had ever happened. You have a choice of where you can go. This is one of the best places in Amarillo.
Well, welcome back to our halftime show as the Buffaloes lead this one over the number 17 team in the country, Western Colorado, 17-6. Couple of quick notes we want to get in. We were supposed to have a quick interview with Dr. Lance Keith from the WT Agriculture Department. Unfortunately, we're unable to bring that tonight. But one of the big things he was talking about, and we want to remind everybody, Ag Day is next Saturday, a week from today, here at the Agriculture Complex. And so they are inviting everybody to come out. There'll be food. There'll be fun. There's all kinds of festivities going on. So if you get a chance to come out, I believe it's at 11 o'clock starting next Saturday, runs from 11 to 2. So come on out and enjoy that. And it's just catty corner to us right behind us here at the stadium. And then, Kent, you had one as well.
Well, the week after that, the weekend of September 16 and 17 is West Texas A&M Athletics Hall of Champions weekend. On the 16th, we're going to induct 7 new individuals into WT's Hall of Champions, and then as well as our Legacy Award winners, we'll have our banquet that night. Tickets are available by contacting the WT Athletic Ticket Office, and then of course on the following Saturday we'll be introducing the Hall of Champions inductees at halftime of the Buffs football game.
So Kingsville, that will be our first Lone Star Conference.
Hall of Champions is open to the public, so if you want an elegant gala event, Hall of Champions is the thing to do. The Lady Buffs play Angelo State that evening.
Yep.
So volleyball followed by Hall of Champions, and then Buffs football versus the Javelinas the next day.
And if you really haven't been to one, you should try to get to one because it is elegant. But, I mean, it's a very nice dinner. And, again, you're honoring some former players and administrators and everything else that have really contributed a lot to the campus here at West Texas A&M University.
And I tell you who the inductees are, but I want it to be a surprise.
There you go. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back and look at our highlights right after this. This is the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
One West is the comprehensive fundraising campaign designed to fuel WT 125 from the Panhandle to the world. We will strengthen WT's impact for the Panhandle region and beyond through a historic, comprehensive campaign, raising $125 million by 2025. The campaign's 3 priorities: people, programs, and places. Now is the time to make a difference for current and future generations. One West.
And welcome back to Bain-Schaeffer Stadium as the Buffaloes lead this one at the half, 27-6 over number 17, Western Colorado. As we take a look at our halftime highlights real quick from the first half of this one tonight as the Buffaloes and the fans make their way out. This is the Buffaloes on their first possession, and Nick Gerber is running the offense in this one. And you can see Nick back to pass, looks, goes to the back of that's the interception that occurred right before the half. And so that's what stopped the last drive that the Buffaloes were running in the ball game today. And so we'll try to get to the highlights here momentarily. Look at the crowd, though. They're enjoying it.
Oh, there's some kids down there, Bryce, with the jerseys on. They look like they're ready to get out there and go hit somebody. So the start of the fall season, football's back. I mean, this is great. I got home the other night, and it was on a Thursday night. There's about 4 different college football games on. I'm like, yes. Now I'm back in sync here.
If you want to know what broadcasters do before a ball game, there was about 15 texts going between Ken Johnson, you, and me today about tonight's game, but also about all the other games that were going on around the country. Well, and so, again,
everybody has their other teams that they follow, and we were catching the Iowa Hawkeyes football score earlier
7-3.
That's right, over South Dakota.
Hey, 286 to 122 total yards for WT compared to Western Colorado. 151 on the ground for the Buffs, only 33. And you can see Western Colorado indeed misses Josh Cummings out there. And again, we don't know what had happened, if it was planned or whatever, but he's not here for this one for tonight. But the Buffaloes had 26 rushes, 151 yards. They're averaging 5.8 rush per carry. And that has been a while since we've been able to say that for the WT offense. And then red zone scoring chances, both teams are 2 for 2. The difference is the Buffaloes have scored touchdowns while Western Colorado has had to settle for field goals. And so red zone scoring points 14-6 in that category. Of course, a turnover for the Buffaloes that you just saw just before the end of the first half. And the Buffs were unfortunate in not getting an opportunity, as you heard Hunter Hughes talking about, unable to get a chance for a field goal or trying to punch it in the end zone. So the Buffs will kick this one off to start the second half. Western Colorado, they've made adjustments. They've talked about what they want to do. This is an experienced team and an experienced quarterback, so we anticipate that there will be some different wrinkles out there now for the Mountaineers.
And really, Bryce, the stat that stood out to me, and you guys talked about this most likely, but is rushing.
Yep.
You're holding Western Colorado to 33 rushing yards, and again, that just changes the identity. You're down 27-6. So offensively, it's a big challenge here in this second half for the Mountaineers. How much do you change up? Obviously, you got a talented quarterback in Connor Dash, but again, he is not a quarterback that is accustomed to getting back there and throwing 40 times a game.
Well, and they didn't, as you've talked about, they haven't had this big of a deficit to come from behind.
All right, the Mountaineers with the kick return up across the 20-yard line. Buffs have had solid special teams play this evening. And so Western Colorado, that's where they will start this offensive series. Want to give you quickly, Bryce, the LSC scoreboard update and some scores for you. Colorado State Pueblo right now leads Midwestern State 45-14.
Wow.
In the opener, the Thunder Wolves winning that one. UT Permian Basin is actually trailing right now against Southwest Baptist 31-3. A little bit of a surprise there. Western New Mexico, last score update we had was in the first quarter. They led Adams State 17-0. And so we'll check on some of those scores as the night goes on. There were a lot of games played already this week, Thursday night games. I know Angelo State took care of business. They defeated Chadron State 35-0. We mentioned Central Washington. They lost in a tough battle, but lost to a very good Ferris State Bulldogs team. And then Western Oregon actually played Weber State, and so they lost that opener against a FCS opponent there.
Brandon Hogan took the opening run there and got stopped by the X-Man. Here's second down and it's 7.
And it's a run over the right side. The hole opens up, and a good play there. You get in a third down in short situations. In the first half, it was third and long often for Western Colorado, and that's why they struggled on third down.
Well, and I think that you talked about what kind of adjustments. They're still a run-first team, and so they want to stay true to their identity, even though they don't have Josh Cummings here with them. And so I think that's what they're trying to accomplish here as they start the second half of play.
There's those updated scores. Western New Mexico leads in Silver City, New Mexico 27-6 over the Buffs. Opponent next week, Adams State. So it's third down and 4 here for Desch and the Mountaineers offense. Quick throw, and it's a strike. First down to Macias across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Simple play that time. Macias goes up 5 yards, turns, shows who's the number to the quarterback, and he just unloads. That's all they needed for the first down, and they were able to get it.
And they've been able to have those plays. The plays that they have not had many of tonight are the big strike plays.
Right, the explosive plays, and that's what the Buffs have been able to limit them so far through the first half of play.
Dash will turn and look to the side, see if they change up the play call. Buffalo's three-man defensive front. One of the defenders in right now, number 44, Samate. He's the defensive end on the near side. Good running lane that time for Hogan as he takes the carry and gains about 7 yards there.
It's interesting for the quarterback, Connor Dash. He has a sort of a glove on his left hand, and it's got some of the fingers cut out of it. So I'm not sure if it's something as a protective measure or
like Rocky Balboa?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Second down and short play, and Dash is in trouble. Escapes Ashton Reynolds and had a man down there, but just was trying to throw that thing away. Throws it over the head of Macias. Credit the Buffs defense again with pressure.
Now credit Ashton Reynolds, too, because he's come in and forced a couple of things for the quarterback to try to avoid. And so didn't get the stop that time, but again, changed the outcome of the play.
So here's a key third down early in this second half. Western Colorado, a third down and a long 4 yards here. Buff crowd up on its feet. This is Hogan over the left side. Hit hard. He's short of the first down marker by a couple of yards. Big hit.
JT Clevenger comes in as the first guy to get there, and then the rest of the guys were ready to get there and wrap him up. Looked like there was going to be a big opening, and he was going to pick up a first down, but, man, JT really turned him around quickly.
Well, and Western Colorado, they're just going right now. I mean, no hesitation, but there will be a hesitation and actually a timeout that will be taken by head coach Hunter.
Timeout. West Texas A&M, their first of the half.
Because they want
30-second timeout.
Over. Let's keep it here, Bryce. Give me a chance to make sure,
sure.
Catch these scores on the football side. And, you know, we talk about this a little bit here for the preseason rankings. Angelo State, Midwestern State, 1 and 2. Central Washington was picked 3rd. Buffs picked 4th. And then right behind WT was UT Permian Basin being picked 5th in the Lone Star Conference preseason. The update over at Ratliff Stadium, Southwest Baptist now leads 38-3 over UTPB. That game with Colorado State Pueblo in Midwestern State, that is in Wichita Falls. So the Thunderwolves going on the road, coming to Texas. And we've seen Colorado State Pueblo both in Colorado and here in Canyon, and they always have a tough team.
They do. They really do. And so, again, that's a tough opener as well for Western.
And it looks like
Midwestern,
after the timeout was taken, Jazz Baines decided
now to punt it away.
Yeah, to punt that football back to WT. Tyler Sweet back to receive the punt. Angled away from him, though. He's not going to get a chance on this one.
See how one of the officials should keep walking, because that went out about the 30-yard line. He's giving him a favorable spot because that's where the guy caught it 5 yards back behind the play, but it really should be further up than that. So not a good spot for the Buffs. Nevertheless, they get to bring the offense out. And, again, credit the defense, able to make a stop. And so if nothing else, what that trying to go for it on 4th down did was to force the Buffs to take a timeout.
See if this offense stays crisp and continues what we saw in the first half. Penalty marker, movement.
False start, number 76 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, it's first down.
So Adam Alcorta, the left tackle, is the one they're going to flag there.
Compton takes the carry on the first down play and gains that yardage back.
I kind of like what they did with Compton. He ran the first quarter. Isaiah Smallwood kind of ran in the second quarter. Give them both the breather. You don't really miss either way.
They keep it up. We may see Heston Marshall in the fourth quarter. Gerber, nobody's open to the left, so he's going to run. And again, he gets outside the pocket. The Mountaineers defense, they have figured out by this point, number 15, he can tuck it and run.
Yeah. So they got a spy on him a little bit, and that was a defensive lineman who was watching. And so he just kind of do a quick juke move to get around him, but picked up a nice gain. It makes it 3rd and 2.
Yeah, Nick, he's heard enough of the old man jokes. I can still run, guys. He's not that old.
No. We're lucky to have him. Really experienced quarterback.
And a great young man as well. High character. This handoff to Compton is going to be enough for another Buffalo first down across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
Again, you like the way Nick hits the hole. That time was on the left side. He follows the left side of the line and then just bursts through and able to pick up the first down.
For Western Colorado, you may have to have your defense come up with a turnover or something to get yourself going. There's a big hit that's going to take Compton backwards. That was number 97, Ricky Freeman, that came in, the 230-pound redshirt freshman.
And again, nice job. He runs from that defensive end on they say the left side, but he was lined up on the right side that time and was able to fill the hole and didn't allow Jared to get loose.
Well, he showed some emotion there. The Mountaineers have just been flat.
Yes.
Tonight, they just haven't had that excitement, those big plays to get themselves going here on the road. Second down and long, Gerber steps up in the pocket, throws, and it's tipped away. Good play in the secondary. Again, we mentioned his name a lot, Darius Gaines.
And that one in particular, you can go put a little blame both ways. It was a little bit of a late throw for Nick, but at the same time, Tyler Sweet, you'd like to see him step toward the ball.
Keep coming.
Keep coming, and that would prevent that guy from getting over his back and knocking it away.
So now third down and 10 for the Buffs from their own 37-yard line. Early third quarter here from Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium. All WT in the first half. Gerber is going to be sacked. They brought pressure. Buffs did not pick it up. Again, it came from the secondary. Malcolm Wesley with the big sack.
And so the defense has made some good adjustments for Northern Colorado or Western Colorado. Watch this, comes from the blind side that time.
Yeah, he was in man coverage on the receiver. Bryson bailed at the last second.
And so that's where you'd like to be aware, because you could adopt a pass over on that side and would have had one-on-one, if not 0-on-1 coverage.
Kai Emsley is the return man back for the Mountaineers, standing on his own 36-yard line. The punter, Ollie Yart.
And that's partially blocked.
Yeah, it was tipped, and so it's going to be a short one, go out of bounds across the 50-yard line, I believe. Ollie Yart, Bryce, local product, and a lot of folks know him. Played at Dumas High School, and was a part of some very successful Dumas Demon teams.
We saw him in the scrimmage last week, too, and he really got some good punts away. That one not probably as strong as he would have liked.
All right, we're going to step aside, take a quick timeout. When we come back, Western Colorado with the football in excellent field position, but they trail 27-6 to WT. We're back after these messages on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Well, welcome back to Bain-Schaeffer Stadium. You see the fans across the way. There's a Hunter Hughes big head. What do you call those?
Well, remember last year he told us, he said that someone, one of his relatives, said, Hunter, that you're smiling. That they saw that last year, the big head. And he said, yeah, that's the one picture they caught me where I had a big grin on my face. A lot to smile about tonight for Coach Hughes.
Yeah, so far 27-6, 9:35 left to play here in the third.
So here's Connor Desch on first down. Again, they're going to stick with that run game. A good hole opens up over the left side across midfield into Buff territory. The carry to Macias. Again, the running backs we've seen tonight, Braden Hogan. He's the backup running back. Damian Macias, a wide receiver. And then also we saw another wide receiver carry a couple times in the first half, number 80, Matthew Cordova. On second down. Little trickery here. Macias is going to throw this down the field. Dangerous pass with two Buffs down there in coverage, and it's incomplete. WT was not fooled.
No, they weren't. That was great defensive coverage that time. The Buffs read it perfectly, and again, just a quick throw out to Macias, and then he set his feet. It was a backwards lateral, so you knew he was going to look up the field, and they had the receiver double covered and just could not make that pass complete.
You know, Otworth back there, but also Bryce Preston Stazuski, he has really had a solid game tonight.
He's kind of, looks like to me, and again, I don't know, but it looks like he's kind of leading that secondary and kind of setting the tone for the Buffs tonight.
At halftime, Staszewski had 5 tackles.
Yeah.
Christopher Thomas leading the Buffs with 7 at the break. 3rd down and long. They're going to run it. A good hole from Macias, very shifty. And he has...
It's going to be...
Right at the sticks.
Yeah, I think so. First, they were a yard short, and then they took a step up, and that probably will be an automatic first down. They're going to look at it, but I would go ahead and probably give it to them.
That's a good-looking run there for Macias.
Well, if you're Hunter Hughes, he's saying it's 4th down, so he's the official says first down. Hunter Hughes said no. But there you see Macias in the backfield right straight behind.
Good hole.
And then nice shift to the left that time before the open field tackle. And again, J.T. Cavender comes up and makes the stop.
So it is first down for the Mountaineers. Trailing by 3 scores here in the 3rd quarter. Low snap. Dash is able to pick it up, though. Across the middle, too high, intercepted into the hands of Staszewski. And he's going to stay in bounds, be taken down. A penalty marker flies at the end of the play. Ball was thrown a little high. It was tipped. Those plays are dangerous, and Staszewski in the right spot.
Well, again, a team that normally likes to be pedestrian, they like to keep it on the ground. They're trailing by 3 scores, so they've got to throw. And that, as you mentioned, was a high pass. Just watch here on the replay. Again, low snap, and then Dash just lets it go. It got tipped by the receiver and right into Staszewski's hands, and then looking to see what the penalty was. They're late. Not quite sure.
There is no foul on the play.
Okay.
It's first down, West Texas A&M.
I think, Bryce, what happened, I'm just guessing here, but I think they thought they saw a face mask, and he was kind of pulled, but it was a jersey, and so maybe the officials came together there. And
if you heard somebody yell, "What?"
Yeah,
that was Hunter Hughes. He was right there by he was away from the referee, but by the linesman, and
did he give him his microphone down there?
So.
You got to be careful with that, KJ. First down and 10 Buffs after the turnover. 2nd turnover forced tonight by WT. In the first half, they had the special teams fumble strip and recovery.
Led to a score.
Gerber throws it to Tipton. Strong hands. Tyree Tipton able to make the catch for about 12 yards.
That's a great description because really he got both hands on it. It started to go away, and he just used his strength to pull that one in.
Yeah.
Just did a nice job to pick up the first down. Again, that's a crossing pattern going over the middle. You know you're going to get hit.
Tipton's having a good night himself from that wide receiver spot. 3rd catch for Tyree. Gerber play action, a run to the right side. Looking for a block, and he's going to step out of bounds.
The thing I liked on that particular play, it's not going to show up in any stat, but the 2 wide receivers on the near side both blocking.
Sims and Tipton.
It was a designed run for the quarterback, and so they both were blocking downfield, and so allowed their quarterback to pick up 5 yards on the carry. And they look at film, those guys are going to get attaboys for that downfield blocking.
Officials timeout.
Okay, so the officials want to look over something here with, well, I think it's the chains that they're working on that far side.
I
so
see.
7:41 to play here, 3rd quarter. Buffs lead it 27-6, and still a lot of time. You see some fans enjoying this one. WT Bryce next week goes to Colorado for a road trip at Adams State.
Right.
Grizzlies.
And so again, you Adams State right now struggling in the game that they're playing against Western New Mexico, and so the Buffs want to be able to take advantage. Road trips are good because it's great bonding for team members and newer guys, getting a chance to get out there on the road and see what happens. But the thing is, you want to go up there, take care of your business, and get ready to come back for that opener for the Lone Star Conference against Kingsville in 2 weeks. And so, again, off to a great start tonight. Got the offense on all cylinders in that first quarter in particular. And so that's been the big difference in this one so far.
Yeah, if you're able to hold on and win this one tonight, next week, like you said, if you take care of business against an opponent that you should be heavily favored to beat, then you're 2-0, and you come back and you hope that this place is rocking for that first conference game.
And again, the fans tonight have been phenomenal. Been the student section, obviously, on their feet the entire time, and so they're going to go back to the dorm. I mean, I go back to the dorm room and take a nap. I mean, because they've been on their feet the whole time, but they're having a blast, enjoying what's going on here at the stadium. And so now they're taking an officials timeout.
Yeah, I think they just got the
chains up. There you go.
Chains fixed, so we should be ready to go.
I was going to say our red vest has walked out there now. It took him a while to get out there, but for those listening at home and viewing at home, the red vest is basically he calls a timeout. I mean, he run the clock on it.
We have already had, Bryce, some action to start the season with Lady Buff volleyball
yes.
and also with the men's and women's soccer programs. And really right now, everything maroon and white-wise is going really well for those programs.
Yeah, they really are. Butch Lawfer, of course, took the soccer program. They're up in the Great Northwest here. They got a series of games going on there. The girls got off to a great the women's soccer team. I shouldn't say girls. The women's soccer team got off to a great 3-1 win the other night. And the volleyball team, to me, and again, I'm a novice by all stretches, but they look like they're in midseason form right now.
Yeah, they had a really nice opening weekend Brick Care Lady Buff Classic where they only lost one match, and it was a close one to a very good Northwest Missouri State team.
They're up in Colorado this weekend as well.
Yeah, Lady Buffs and their head coach Kendra Potts, a team that last year went to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
And so right now the program's a lot of success at West Texas A&M, and I like you and Kent talking at halftime about the Hall of Champions, and that's the neat thing about the Hall of Champions. You get these athletes or coaches from a lot of different sports, and they're all celebrating their success they had right here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's still building. That's what's great.
All right, back to the action here after the chains were repaired on the far side. It's going to be Compton that takes the ball over the right side, and not much, just a couple of yards that time as Western Colorado trying to figure out Jared Compton.
But if you're Russ Martin, the offensive coordinator, what you like is how well the team rushed in the first half. And so the run game obviously keeps the clock moving. And so if you've got that much confidence in just handing off the ball and letting them run up the field to pick up those first downs, that's a big feather in your cap offensively.
And great balance. Jared with 14 carries tonight. Isaiah Smallwood, 13 carries.
That movement again.
That's the only thing they had trouble with tonight, is it just those false start.
False start, number 72 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
Max Perez looked over at the official, and he kind of raised his hands because he's next to Sam Treadway, who, again, is the redshirt freshman on the right tackle. He didn't see him move. That's why he put his hands up.
So it is a different situation now. They back him up 5 yards, and instead of 3rd and 3, it's 3rd and 8. See if Nick tries to go to Noah Bogardus. Been a go-to receiver tonight for the Buffs. Pressure coming from the Mountaineers. And Gerber's able to roll out and has to throw it away. Okay, so Nick has gotten away from a lot of guys tonight. But on that play there, he was not getting away from Kendall Lightfoot, the linebacker, a 230-pounder from Las Vegas, Nevada. That was some speed from Lightfoot.
And again, Nick was going kind of against the grain as far as throwing the football. He was trying to look up the field. They had Check Brown in the slot that time. That was kind of interesting, the tight end. They moved him out to the slot, and so they were trying to do a little curl for him, and then the receiver on the far side of the field was going up, but there just wasn't any place to throw the football.
So here's Ollie Yart again for his second punt here in the second half. Punted away to Kai Emsley, who will just watch this go out of bounds, and a really good punt.
Oh, my land. They marked it way up. It must have touched the sideline because
still inside the 10-yard line.
Still a good punt, though, inside the 20. That's where you want it. And so, again, we'll take that and make it a long field for the Mountaineers.
We've seen Western Colorado here early in the third quarter, Bryce, still try to hammer the ball with the ground game. At what point do they have to leave that and say, look, we've got to start throwing it down the field. We're down by 3 touchdowns.
Well, and I guess the question comes from both your offensive coordinator and your head coach. Do you want to kind of work on things a little bit and try to get in some sort of rhythm? Because, again, we don't know about Cummings. We don't know if he's going to be able to play next week. We're not sure. And so they've got to get their offense kind of in sync, and they haven't been able to do that yet.
You got a couple of tight ends over on the right side on first down. This is a run, and this is going nowhere. 3 players, Cavender, also Cole Oster, and the first man through that time was Dylan Mata.
Yeah, Dylan, again, just a great player. We haven't called him much tonight, but he's been out there just kind of gumming up the running lanes a little bit. But only 155 yards and only 57. You're a team that loves to run, and they've only been able to muster 57 yards on the ground.
Macias, the running back. It's a loss of 1 on first down. Second down, and Desch will swing it out to the outside. Pass was dropped. That's one the receiver has got to make the catch. I mean, you catch it, and you're going upfield for at least 3, 4, 5 yards.
Well, in that pass that time, there was 3 defenders converging on the intended target.
That was Andrew Montez.
Yeah, and so Andrew heard footsteps. And so it's easy to take your eyes off the football, see who's coming after
There's
you.
some fans cheering on Dylan Mata.
Well, at least they got the number right. Dylan, by the way, is supposed to be wearing 10.
Yeah,
he started out tonight at 58, but they had number 95, so they got it right.
You got to tell all your family and friends and fan club which number you're wearing, Dylan.
Yeah.
And tell the broadcasters, too. Here's the snap to Desch. Down the sideline, has a man, and it's dropped. It was put right in the hands of Victory David down the sideline. If he hangs on to it, it's a big play, but it's incomplete, and the Buffs hold again.
Nice job. And again, that time for Desch, he turns to his right to fake a handoff, and his running back went to the left. And so that kind of threw him off a little bit, but he kept his composure and was able to throw it up and try to get it to David, as you mentioned.
So it's a dangerous spot for the punter to be. Just a couple of yards from the back of the end zone. End over end punt that Sweet will field and then be taken down. Good special teams play. He tried to spin out of it, but making the stop that time for Western Colorado.
I'll tell you
Tim
what,
Mullen.
Tyler Sweet, you kind of like his, moxie out there a little bit. It kind of reminds us of a couple of players from years past, as he doesn't fair catch, likes to just see what he can make happen. There's head coach Hunter Hughes saying, put your hand up, say fair catch. Don't try to make something happen. And that's a refrain Hunter's used several times over the years.
The slight difference between courage and then maybe making a mistake, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be foolish. All right, first down and 10, just across midfield for the Buffs. Compton with blockers in front. Good cut across the 40 down near the 35-yard line. He is drifting to the outside with so much room. It's like you're just waiting for him to break it.
Yeah, you really are, because that time, again, great block up for him, and then he got to choose which lane to go in, pick the right one, picks up a first down on a nice carry.
Again, Compton up the middle. Still good yardage. This offense, again, tonight there have been, even on the short pickups, it's still 3-4 yards.
Yeah, that's the thing you like. You like the rushing average, the where it's been for the Buffaloes in this one tonight, and that's big as far as the rushing game is concerned, because we haven't been as consistent in the past, and it's great to see them build it up here in this first ball game.
Linebackers walk up for Western Colorado. Gerber throws to the outside, a perfect pass to Bogardus. He's got a first down before he steps out of bounds.
Yeah, he got led a little bit toward the sideline. If it had been, this is nitpicking, by the way, if it had been just a step in, then he had the sideline to work with, and probably could have kept going for a ways. But again, nice catch by Noah.
The timing routes, there's only been one pass. That was the interception, just was off. But
yeah,
it's been in step tonight between quarterback and receivers. Gerber again to Bogardus. Bogardus makes the defender fall down, and then he's got yardage gain of about 14, 15 yards for another Buffalo first down. It's first and goal.
Again, coming with a safety blitz that time. They came on the weak side, the blind side for Nick, but he could feel it. He went to the opposite side of the field to Bogardus and able to pull that one in.
Mountaineers struggling defensively on this drive, and they look tired now as we have 4:15 to play in the third quarter. Compton is hit after he picks up maybe a yard.
And that's an unusual statement. And the reason why is because they work out at 7,800 feet above sea level. And so when you get down here only at the 3,500 mark, you would think that oxygen would be, really pumping through your lungs a little bit. But you're right, they do look tired. There's somebody with their dog there.
With
Service
with
dog.
the Buffs jersey
got
on.
a jersey on.
Like
Nice.
it.
Bring your pet to work day or game day.
Second down and goal for WT. New running back, Isaiah Smallwood. Gerber looking and had to throw that away. I mean, we're looking at the end zone, and all I see, Bryce, is white.
Cover
white
everybody
jerseys.
covered. Yeah, so they rolled it from the right to the left side that time. So Nick rolls to his left. Again, he's throwing across his body, so he can't get really a lot into it. And in that particular case, you're right. There was all Western Colorado jerseys in the end zone, so the only thing to do is to throw it away.
Again, this Mountaineers defense last year, top 10 in the country in scoring defense. They're trying to hold the Buffs here. Throw across the middle. Tipton makes a catch. Actually, that was Chris Sims that made that catch down to the 1.
So what do you do? Fourth down, ball on the 1 yard line. Do you go for it or do you kick it?
I think Coach Hughes is going to go for it. I mean, here comes Shaq Brown. Question is he going to play tight end or quarterback here?
That's a good point.
Which last year, Bryce, we had several times Jordan Johnson was out there.
No, that again,
under center.
we really missed Jordan just the way he played. He really fired everybody up.
Gerber in the gun. 4th and goal. Smallwood. Did he get in?
I don't think so. Not that time.
Wow, a goal line stand for the Mountaineers.
And they kind of were overloaded on that side that time, so you kind of ran into the strength of the Mountaineer defense. And so, again, you when you look at it on film, they'll probably look at it and say, okay, we should have gone the opposite direction that time. And so
Jalen Graham, nose tackle in the middle there, making it tough. If you're Coach Hughes, though, Bryce, I mean, here's what you're thinking. Why not go for it there? Because you have held the Mountaineers to just 2 field goals all night. They haven't moved the ball well at all.
No, they haven't. And so, again, if you don't come up with a touchdown, then your defense can pin their ears back here at the 1 yard line and go after their offense.
So here's Desch. There's a look at head coach Hunter Hughes on the sideline. And he would like to see some more points here in this second half, but he's also pleased with his defense. Not giving up much at all. Up the middle. And a push forward, a nice run, where initially it looked like the runner was going to be stopped.
Well, that's where you go against you go with the veterans on the offensive line. Center Clayton Martin, and of course the right guard Matthias Sua, and you go with those veterans.
Hogan got the carry on first down. He gets it again. But this time is taken down for no gain. Ashton Reynolds in there for the Buffaloes. They were so excited that he was going to be playing this season. 220-pound sophomore from Houston, Texas. You go back to 2019, Bryce. He was a member of the North Shore High School State Championship team. Remember the Hail Mary play?
Yeah.
In the Texas 6A Championship. Here's 3rd down already for the Mountaineers. 3rd and 4. Desch is going to throw. Swing it out to the running back. Hogan lost it. Came off of his hands, and then he was looking up to try to secure it. It was too late. Stazuski came up, made sure he wasn't going to go anywhere, and a quick 3 and out.
Yeah, you can see on the screen right now the running back just upset with himself. But, again, take his eyes off the ball before you secure it, because you hear somebody coming up and you want to see where you're going to get hit. So from where I sit, I'd probably take my eyes off too. I just want to make sure I protect myself a little bit.
See if the Buffs bring some pressure here against this punt. And we're going to have a timeout. I think the WT may have had too many men on the
timeout.
field.
West Texas A&M. Their
so
second of the half. 30-second timeout.
So that's one thing WT is going to be upset with, is that they've used 2 timeouts here in the 3rd quarter. And so they only have 1 left with 1:41 left to play in the 3rd quarter.
All right, let's take a 30-second break. We'll come back and have the punt. Buffs lead still, same score we had at halftime, 27-6 over Western Colorado. Back right after this.
1910, WT and the Department of Agricultural Sciences has provided high-quality education to the students of the Panhandle and beyond.
At WT, professors know me and are committed to my success.
If you want to get an ag industry job, WT is where you need to be.
I don't want just a job and a paycheck after graduation. I want a career where I can make a difference.
WT invested in my career. I intend to pay it forward.
Well, welcome back as we get ready for the punt. Here we go.
And Tyler Sweet gets another chance here. If they kick it high, I bet that hand's going up in the air. And the punt is short and out of bounds. Buffs are going to get great field position. And this time they would like to see the offense go ahead and march down the field and put some more points on the board. Again, it's been a great home opener for 2022 here tonight for West Texas A&M. Number 17 ranked Western Colorado comes to town. And we talked about it in pregame, Bryce. Our third key, the high stakes. You start the season off. You wanted to start it off on the right foot. So far, the Buffs have done that.
Yeah, they really have. And again, credit that good start in the first quarter when they were able to jump out to a 20-3 lead over Western Colorado and really set the tone for the rest of the night so far.
Gerber in at quarterback, and Compton's the tailback. Play action across the middle. Great adjustment in the catch. Was it made by Tipton? Incredible. Yeah. That was thrown behind him. Not a great pass, but it still got there where Tipton had a chance to make a play.
And he adjusted nicely on the football, able to pull it in, and as he was taken down, maintain possession of the football. 8-yard completion on that one.
This is Compton, and I think he has enough for the first down. He ran into big Jalen Graham, who held on and got some help from his teammates. But one thing that with Jared Compton, Bryce, we know this because we've been around him, but he doesn't look that big.
No.
But he is incredibly strong.
He really is. And again, if you and I know they don't like the comparison. His dad was so big as a running back. And so, again, J.R. Compton was one of those guys, if there was 1 ounce of body fat on him, it was hard to find. He was just that strong.
Same thing with his son.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Gerber running for his life, and he's at the 20-yard line and has enough for another Buff first down. I don't know if it was in the game plan for Nick to run as much as he has tonight, but he can do it.
A designed run, and he's able to take off and pick up the first down for the Buffaloes on that play and keep the drive alive.
It's a battle right now for the leading rusher. Gerber, I think, just took the lead over Compton. Jared with 71 yards. Nick over 70 now for the evening. They'll throw it on the outside. That was intended for Sims. He thought it was coming kind of a direct pass to him. Nick was leading him as if he was going to go up the sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Well, and again, they're trying to get their chemistry together a little bit too. And Nick just saw him, again, almost like a wheel route. You throw it, you lead it to where he can catch that in stride and keep the momentum going forward.
New right tackle in the game, Bryce. Grayson Williams, number 56, a sophomore from Keller. It's a really bright spot for the Buffaloes on that offensive line, not a single senior. Compton at the 15, around the defender, pushed out of bounds near the 5-yard line.
You know, that's the one thing, too, talking with the coaches a little bit, and in particular, J.D. was talking that what they liked about, he's a defense on the defensive line, which they like. They really like the offensive line, how deep they are, what their depth is this year.
Just tough to tackle. And that low stature, the 5'10", 185 pounds, and the defenders come in. They know they've got to wrap his legs up.
That's the end of the third quarter.
And that will be the final play of quarter number 3. We'll head to the fourth with WT leading big, 27-6, looking to go 1-0 to start the season. We'll come back with the fourth quarter from Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium after this timeout here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
Energy is a glowing sphere of hot gas. It's an ocean of air. And at Excel Energy, we make it safe. It's why we train first responders. Help you identify where utility lines are buried. Sir, do not dig there. And it's why we study the flight paths of majestic golden eagles before we build a wind farm. Safer energy, people. It's all part of a carbon-free 2050. You, us, together.
Well, if you feel like jumping around,
yes,
do so at home, because we're doing it here at the stadium. Well, Lucas and I are not necessarily, but everybody else is. They're enjoying it. The players are loving it as we enjoy the Buffs leading this one heading into the fourth quarter, 27-6. That was our halftime score. Nobody scored in the third, but again, good opportunity to get some different players in there for WT. And so, again, the fans loving what's taking place here at Bain-Schaeffer Stadium.
A lot of body paint in the stands tonight. When you're in college, you can do that.
You can. I cannot. But you can.
You get older, and someday your kids look back and they say, "Mom, Dad, what were you thinking?" But it's all fun tonight. Handoff to Smallwood, hitting the hole, trying to push forward, but just stopped short at the 2-yard line. And it's been good to see tonight the combination of Compton and also Smallwood. So there's not been a drop-off, really.
No,
Smallwood's doing a great job.
Absolutely. You really like the run game.
Look at the lead blocker up here, Bryce, for the Buffaloes. They got an offensive lineman up there at fullback.
Well, the thing
it didn't work that time.
No, because the ends on the outside are actually the corners on the outside came up and were able to make the stop. And so out there leading the way was Zach Dietrich as they move him from the line back as the lead block, and they'll do it again on third down. This is back at the 4-yard line.
They should give it to Dietrich here. Gerber keeps it.
A nice read.
Yes, he stopped for a big loss.
That was a nice read. They were anticipating that Gerber was going to roll out, and so they've read it perfectly as Kendall Lightfoot came up and made the stop. You can watch right here. His job that time was the quarterback.
The whole time.
And so he was going to stay with him regardless of what happened. And so he did, and he was rewarded for it.
So really this second half, both defenses have made some really good
stepped
stops.
up. Yeah, they've done some adjusting. And credit the Mountaineers, they've made a lot of defensive adjustments from first half to second. There's movement.
Yeah, so this field goal try,
which
is missed. So does that take the points off the board, or are they going to?
No, I mean it was missed, and it was offsides before the play. So they'll get another opportunity. They'll move it 5 yards closer, and they'll get another
offside.
Opportunity.
Number 13 of the defense. 5-yard penalty.
So
it's fourth down.
Urias another chance with the field goal try here.
Right. So yeah, it was the defensive player on the far outside, on the end, very end position. He jumped off sides, and so that's where the flag came from.
Gage last year, 6 for 8 on his field goal attempts. Had a long of 39 yards. This one, pretty short try. It'll be a 23-yarder on the hold from Kyle Brown. And this one is good. So Urias boots it through from 23 yards out, and the Buffs tack on 3 more points. It's all maroon and white. Fight, fight, fight tonight here from Buffalo Stadium. 36 the score. We're back after these messages here on the LSC Digital Network.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Well, nice drive by the Buffaloes as they go on a 9-play, 27-yard drive. They cap it off with a Urias field goal from 22 yards out, and that pushes the Buffalo lead to 30-6.
Yeah, if you're Western Colorado at this point, you are really trying to get some positives and maybe get a score before you get on the bus and head back to Gunnison. The kickoff will be taken out of the end zone, up across the 10 to the 20. There's a penalty marker that flies back at the 16-yard line. They return up to the 25, and that was from Darius Gaines.
One thing I was going to say about the offense tonight, too, for the Buffaloes is these have all been long, sustained drives for WT. Even the field goal right there was a 9-play drive. The play before that where we try to go for it from the 1-yard line and unsuccessful.
During the return,
again,
holding number 49 of the return team. Penalties half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. It's first down.
So, again, just a nice continual push offensively for the Buffaloes tonight. And I think that's one of the things I think Russ Martin in particular is going to be happy because he's got to throw a couple of wrinkles in from time to time, too, that they've practiced on during the fall camp. And so, again, you get to see how do players perform in a live game situation. And I think overall they're going to be pretty pleased.
Well, the total yardage right now, 383 to 160.
Yeah.
Desch in the gun, with Macias behind him at the tailback spot, and the Buffs blitz. It's picked up, thankfully for Desch, and it was actually Hogan that was back there in the backfield that cut the would-be defender there for the Buffaloes. Otherwise, Desch is probably
sacked
for a safety.
Yeah, no kidding. And so great pressure defensively for the Buffaloes. And again, that's a veteran quarterback, got out of the way, had to try to make something happen, and he just threw it away to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
So 3 receivers out on the far side for Desch on second down. This time Hogan makes the catch and is able to gain yardage to the 14-yard line.
You know, and you talked, again, we've doubled up their offensive output here on the ground or in general tonight. The thing is, what we do know for sure with Western Oregon is they're not doing what they want to do offensively because they don't have their main running back. And, again, we talked in the pregame about him carrying 25, 30 times.
Yeah, Josh Cummings, the senior from Fairbanks, Alaska, not on the field tonight. So it's another swing pass out to Hogan. And he give the 180-pounder some credit there. He took on 2 Buffalo defenders and was able to gain short yardage, set up third down and short, and you could hear that ooh from the crowd, which signals JT Cavender may have been in on that play.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He, Bryce, we've been spoiled here doing Buffalo football for the last now our 7th season together with the linebackers.
Absolutely. I mean, we have had so many.
You go back to Trevor Michaelbus,
Hayden Dennis,
Carter James.
I mean, they just Eric Collins,
Frank Honay.
Oh my land, they've been phenomenal.
And now Chris Thomas.
JT Cavender.
Yep.
You're right. We're spoiled. And we'll take it.
Absolutely. 4th down and short. Mountaineers going for it. Desch keeps it, loses the ball. It's on the turf. The Buffaloes say they have it. No signal yet from the officials. Well, now coming out of the pack. Everybody's looking for the ball, and the Buffs have it back there. Number 90 came out of the pile with the ball, and that's Jaden Jackson. That was kind of funny. He's standing back there waving the ball up.
Let's watch it again and see if he does get it.
They almost jumped off sides.
Yeah. In fact, it looks like.
This play was blown up, though, Bryce. As we'll see, Desch didn't know if he wanted to hand it off, keep it. Ooh.
There's the bobble right there, and then they lost it. It is 90 on the bottom of the pile that comes out of it, holding it up, and then they push him down. That's why I didn't know if he had it for sure, but he came out of it. He gobbled it up.
Jaden Jackson, a 6 foot, 240-pound redshirt freshman, making a really nice play. So the Buffs get the ball, turnover, first down, flag flies. Gerber throws it to the outside, and it's
that was a dangerous pass, and Nick knows it. He just kind of sailed that one out there. It's a free play, but nevertheless, threw that into double coverage, almost got it picked off.
Offside, number 30 of the defense.
It is.
It's a 5-yard penalty,
but
first down.
It was an offsides.
So it was a free play. So you knew it was coming back if you make the INT, but nevertheless, that's when you're going to kind of rethink a little.
So with the penalty, it's now 1st and 5 for WT. Couple of tight ends in on the left. The give is to Smallwood. Look at the push from the line, the tight ends. They get Smallwood down to the 6-yard line, and that's enough to make it 1st and goal.
1st and goal right there. And again, you talk about they overloaded the left side. Max Perez is out there. So too is Karn Bay. And that's kind of where they ran. They ran up the middle, then over to the left where those tight ends were.
All right, let's see if we get a play action to one of these tight ends maybe. Nope. Smallwood makes a first defender miss and then gains yardage to about the 4-yard line. Really unselfish players. You know, look at Maxwell Perez, Shaq Brown, Jeremy Carnbay, incredible blockers. And we talk about the offensive line, but a lot of times you have 2 tight ends on the field up there blocking as well.
Tonight's attendance, 6798, almost 6,800 here. There's a red, I guess it's a towel out on the field.
Smallwood over the right side, into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffaloes. Able to get that 6 points on the board and extend the lead.
And again, it's the running game. And they all 3 times they got 1st and goal at the 6. It's 3 running plays to get into the end zone. And again, Isaiah Smallwood shows his elusiveness and his power running as he just takes it in, gets put 6 on the scoreboard.
Makes the score 36-6, West Texas A&M. Urias try to make it 37. And he does. West Texas A&M still with 10:42 to play in the ball game. The running game, the offensive line, moving bodies and putting more points on the board. 37-6 the score. We're back with the kickoff right after this.
Welcome to Shimon Dental Group, where every day we're excited to see our patients and treat them like family. We are dedicated to providing you with the highest quality care in a friendly and comfortable environment. Shimon Dental Group's patient-focused philosophy puts your needs front and center.
We are constantly investing in leading-edge technology. Innovations that speed the treatment process and improve aesthetics. We're expanding the breadth of our cosmetic and restorative services through training to provide the best possible outcomes.
Just with the level of commitment that they show to taking care of my family and I, it's absolutely unmatched in this town, so I've been very happy with them.
Brightening smiles for more than 3 decades.
Contact Shimon Dental Group for your appointment today.
The best tailgates start with the best beef, and the best beef starts with Market Street. Market Street, where we do beef the best.
Well, welcome back as we look at our statistics so far. Buffs lead at 37-6. The rushing story is huge, 151 to 33. Passing 135 to 89 for the Buffs, 286 to 122. And again, first downs, the Buffs almost double it up. And so that's just a big difference in this contest tonight. And again, the Buffs on a 3-play drive covers 17 yards. And again, a 4-yard run from Isaiah Smallwood. The extra point's good. Buffs lead it, 10:42 left to play, 37-6.
And the kickoff here, taken just a yard out of the end zone for Western Colorado, and that is Gaines. Gets around the 20, and then Tipton pushes him out of bounds. So Western Colorado back on the field, still time to work, but it has just been difficult for them to pick up first downs tonight.
It has, and with 10:35 left to play, the outcome fairly secure for the Buffs. I don't want to get too far ahead yet, but when you're up by this many, 31 points, then you feel pretty good about what your chances are. And so this is an opportunity for them to probably go back and just do what they plan to do against UTPB. What's their offense that they want to run in next week's ball game, and that's what they're going to try to do.
3 receivers out on the far side here for Desch. Buffs 3-man front defensively, no rush. Screen pass set up.
That was a nice setup, actually, that time, because, again, Desch lures the defense toward him and throws back to the guy that fakes the block. And, again, that's number 80, Matthew Cordova, who pulls that one in. Again, a wide receiver, but he's also sitting in as a running back tonight.
On the second down play, Desch, nobody open. Oh, good fake. Ducks underneath the player and does a lot of maneuvering to get close to the first down marker.
And they're going to give him the first down on that run. There's Jared Thompson with a big smile on his face as
right.
he sees he's on camera a little bit, enjoying what's taking place out on the field.
Another great leader
Yeah.
for the Buffaloes.
Yeah.
And he's going to enjoy this senior season, especially if it keeps going the way it's gone tonight. Handoff on first down, right up the gut, and
Sliding over to make the stop on that one is Samante.
Cordova gains about 5 yards there.
Samate comes up and makes the stop.
Desch will throw it across the middle. Good catch.
Then
Right
you-
at the sticks. Yeah, Chris
Yeah,
Thomas.
it'll be enough for the first down as he's able to power his way through. And again, we talk about with this lead, 37-6, the Buffs are getting a lot of players in, and this is what you do fall camp for. You want to try to get things going, and so there's one of those leaders coming out for a breather, Chris Thomas. But again, a lot of different players being able to come on out and play tonight for WT.
Chris, the leading tackler, he now has 10 tackles. Tonight, one of those tackle for a loss. And Goodman now has a nice tackle.
He was not fooled. That he did his job because he saw them set it up again as they tried to go to the running back coming out of the backfield. You see on the replay here, and he just went down the line, found him, and took him down for a nice stop.
Oh, we found out before the game, Bryce, that one of the wide receivers that was supposed to be starting, Malik White, was injured and was not going to be playing. There's the swing pass goes out to the running back across midfield, and nearly breaking that one was Cordova. But looking at this Western Colorado team, and you don't know what's going on with Cummings, don't know if he'll be back next week, but regardless, they've got to have some guys step up at the wide receiver
Well,
position.
they really do, and that's been the thing. You got two receivers now that are playing running back in this game too, and so from that standpoint, you got several guys out of position, and you're talking about two key players that they were counting on big in tonight's game.
Desch will throw on first down. Nobody's open, so he has to tuck it and run, and he shows some good speed. He picks up a first down before he steps out of bounds there. You could see it just on that play right there, Bryce. He's looking, had some time. Nobody was open.
Right. And so, again, credit the secondary. That's a coverage play right there. So he does have to take off and run up the field.
And there's a reason why the speed looked a little different. This is now the backup quarterback that caught at the end there. It's 16, not 6.
Oh.
That's Luke Nethercott, 6'1", 210-pound senior from Cannon City.
Well,
so he is in the game now in place of Desch. And the carry for just a couple of yards.
And the reason, obviously you're getting him in, getting him some game experience and everything else. And two, again, you depend a lot on Desch. And we just talked about the injuries and the players that aren't playing tonight. He's one of those guys you're going to count on. So you might as well, as the outcome is, like I said, really not in doubt at the moment, get some other players in there with some experience.
Mountaineers trail as we go under 7 minutes to play in the ball game. WT. They have led from the beginning, and it's 37-6. Pass going to the end zone, and Ty Dillon turns around and says, "I'll take that for the interception." What a defensive play for Ty Dillon.
Yeah, that kind of makes up for the play earlier when he made a beautiful stop and then got flagged. And so again, watch it here. And so
you turn your head at the last
backup
second.
Quarterback. Now you just swivel, put your head on the swivel. There's the football. Thank you very much. As he pulls that one away for the INT.
That was Ty Dillon's third career interception. Well, remember from last year, it was one of the best plays of all season, Bryce, here at home in the win against Angelo State, where he stepped in front, intercepted it, and took it back 60 yards for a touchdown.
Yep.
So Ty Dillon, the sophomore from Round Rock, having a very good night tonight for the Buffaloes.
Everybody congratulating him on the sideline.
And here's Heston Marshall on the first down carry.
We also have our backup quarterback in now, as well as Caleb Ariola's in now to run things a little bit.
And I was looking at him in pregame down on the field, Bryce, and he looks like he's bulked up a little bit from last year.
Yeah.
But a very quality backup quarterback. You definitely don't want anything to happen, obviously, to your starter, but Buff's in good hands with Ariola Sr. behind Nick Gerber. Marshall had enough for a first down on that first carry, and he's going to fall forward for just a couple here. Marshall from Wheeler, Texas, small town, Texas Panhandle product. And
and last year the coaches bragged a lot because they knew they had to get him in just because of his
position, right?
And you look at how they list him. There's like 5 players they list as athlete. They don't list a position. They list him as athlete. That's why I said I wish they would list me as an athlete, but they don't.
Not from the old days back in Indiana, Bryce?
No.
You were a shooter.
That's exactly right.
This pass thrown across the middle, just a little behind the intended receiver. They were trying to hook up with
Hunter Kaufman coming across, another local product, trying to get across and trying to make that come in. But again, tipped away at the last second. They say Hunter's local. He's from Pratt, Kansas. That's not around the corner. That's not far away.
Not far at all. And he actually transferred last season, played for the Buffaloes, but he spent a year at Kansas. He was a Jayhawk. The lefty Ariola passes outside to Marshall. Look at him put the juke moves on and pick up good yardage after the catch.
And that's what they like about him so much. And they said even last year they probably use him as a running back a little bit, wide receiver, return man, and so he can do a lot of different things. Just be a little short of the first down, so they'll go ahead and punt this one away with 5:10 left to play here in the ball game. Buffs leading it 37-6. Opening night.
Oh, what a great opener, Bryce. I mean, I know Coach Hughes will talk to him in postgame, and I know there'll be some things that he'll want to improve on. But again, for the Buffaloes, it has been a great start and a lot to really be impressed with. I think that, you even heard Coach Hughes just hint at this in his interview with Kent Johnson at halftime. He said, we know that Western Colorado is dealing with
some injuries, some things in general. I mean, some players that aren't here.
And that's good sportsmanship there for him to mention that. But, I mean, none of that matters. You're going to play your opponent. They're going to line up their 11 best. You're going to line up your 11 best. And you're going to go at it. And tonight the Buffs have been much better than the number 17 ranked Mountaineers.
Well, and that's the thing, too. Coming into the ball game, that was the concern. They are number 17, had a phenomenal year last year. And so, what are we going to do defensively to stop their running game? What are we going to do offensively to move the ball? And the Buffs answered a lot of that in the first quarter, jumping out to that 20-3 lead. And so, again, just a nice start to the year.
We'll take a timeout, come back, and keep this thing going. Fourth quarter action late here. The Buffs on top of Western Colorado, 37-6. We're back after this timeout.
90 years, the Lone Star Conference has been committed to excellence. What began in 1931 as a 5-team conference has grown to 18 institutions spanning 4 states. And while membership has changed, the pursuit of athletic success and academic excellence has never wavered. 119 national championships, over 2,000 All-Americans, and nearly 300 academic All-Americans. Celebrating 90 years of success, this is the Lone Star Conference.
I'm not sure.
Back to Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium, and WT leads 37-6.
And again, the offense comes out for the Mountaineers as they will bring out, again, their backup quarterback who is out there right now is Luke Nethercott, and he will be running the offense. And so he gets ready to go.
Going to go play action, roll that quarterback out, and quickly swing it out to the target, making the catch for a good gain, number 44 that time, and that was Titus Hutchinson.
Leonard Adams comes up and makes the stop. One of the guys back there defensively. Clock continues to run, 4:30 left to play in the ball game. Buffs will move to 1-0. get ready for that road trip to Adams State next week. Lithicott.
First down here for the Mountaineers. They're going to run it over the right side. Eric Goodman gets in there and makes another good stop after a short gain for the Mountaineers.
You know, the thing about for the guys that are out there now playing, this is an opportunity, too, in a real game situation to show the coaches where they're at. You know, they get some good tape on these guys, too. What are some areas they want them to improve? What are the things they really like? So they get a chance to show the coaches what they can do as well.
Snap back to the backup quarterback. Throw on the outside. Yeah, that was short there.
He tried to sell it, but no, I don't think so.
Look at the yardage now, Bryce. 414 to 224 in favor of the Buffaloes.
And that's impressive. And again, what's even more impressive is the Buffs have rushed for 222 yards to 86. And we thought it would probably be maybe the other way coming into this one tonight. Lithicott. And he lost. Nope, he hangs on to it. I thought he lost it for a moment.
Now he's going to throw it up for grabs, and it's going to be incomplete.
And so, again, trying to get it down the sideline. Lithicott looked and got pressure on him, so he had to roll out of the pocket. And so that'll bring him fourth down and long.
All right, Bryce, I'm going to make my way downstairs. We'll go get a post-game interview with Coach Hughes. Let you carry this one, and I'll be back up for post-game.
We'll see you in a moment. 3:37 left to play here, as this will be a punting situation for the Mountaineers, Western Colorado. Back deep for the Buffaloes to pull this one in is Tyree Tipton, and Tyree calls. There's that one actually sails out way out of bounds on the near side at the 35. So the Buffaloes will bring out the offense as Caleb Areola, the senior, will bring them out. Get another opportunity here with 3:32 left to play. Buffs leading this one 37-6. Areola will send two wideouts to the far side. And we'll run a double tight end on the near side, Max Perez and Shaq Brown. They run it that way. Carrying the football across the 40 to the 42-yard line for WT is Brian Okea. Okea able to pick up about 7 on that run right up the middle. Okea will be on the left side of Areola. Again, this time here we go over the middle. It's caught, and with it trying to break out to the near side and off to the races is going to be Kenneth Red Jr. Is Kenneth able to pull that pass from Areola on a crossing pattern and takes it into the end zone for the score. As the Buffs put 6 more. We watched the replay, and again, Red on the far side of the field comes across right there, snatches that out of the air, and then just sidesteps one tackler. Then it becomes a foot race to get into the end zone. A nice completion as Red gets it from 58 yards out. Here's the try for the extra point. On to kick this one through, Gage Urias, as he drops this one up, and it is good with 2:54 left to play here at Bain-Schaeffer Stadium. The Buffs lead this one now by a count of 44-6. We'll take a timeout. We'll do so and be back right after this as we continue WT Football on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network. Well, welcome back. That was a 2-play drive that covered 65 yards and only took 38 seconds off the clock. but a 58-yard pass completion from Areola to Kenneth Red Jr. And Kenneth able to just take the speed on that pass as he snatches it out of the air and takes it and runs into the end zone for the score. Buffs lead at 44-6. This kickoff is going to go in the end zone, and so that'll be a touchback. And a late flag coming in on a late hit by Western Colorado. And so that one, they'll tack that on for the Colorado offense as they come out. And so again, the outcome not in doubt in this one is the Buffs kind of take the early lead and really kind of ramp things up, leading after the first quarter 20-3. In fact, they took the opening kickoff, and Noah Bogardus takes a 27-yard pass reception and takes it in for the score. That capped that 9-play, 76-yard drive to open things up. The Buffs led 7-0 at that point. And then just a little bit later, it was an Alex Forseca field goal with 7:18 left to go in the first quarter. That cut the lead to 7-3. But then the Buffs scored two more times in that first quarter. One on a Nick Garber 43-yard run, and then a four-play drive that went 19 yards was capped by a 4-yard pass to Tyree Tipton. Here's Western Colorado off on the races, running up the middle, and that's going to be about a 4-yard pickup as clock continues to run here. And so again, players continue to be shuttled in for both teams. Great opportunity for both coaches to get different players in the ball game. Nethercote, hands off, straight ahead run, and getting to the outside and continuing on along the far sideline before he is going to be forced out of bounds. That's, again, Brandon Hogan. So Hogan with probably his best run of the night as he gets across the 40 out to the 44-yard line. That'll be a first down for Western Colorado. Again, a handoff straight up the middle this time, but the Buffs, after about an 8, now push the pile forward, be a 10-yard gain. So adding some statistics now for Western Colorado. That's what they'll be able to do here in this last drive. 1:42 left to play. Clock continues to run. The Buffs obviously would love to hold out the Mountaineers out of the end zone. Nethercott back to pass, has a man open out. That's a 10-yard completion. And then Buffs kind of playing back a little deeper defensively. Kind of that prevent, so to speak. So Western Colorado looking to take advantage of the way they're playing at the moment. Nethercott in the shotgun, one lone running back. Two wideouts to the near side, and this is the handoff up the middle. Hogan again on the carry. And again, Hogan, if things stay the same and Josh Cummings is not around, then for next week's game against UTPB, he will be the featured back as he was beginning this one tonight. And so trying to get him some in-game shape a little bit. Second down and 5, ball at the 25-yard line. 56 seconds left to play. Nethercock has pressure on him, steps away from one, but not the second one. Coming in to make the stop for WT on the quarterback sack is Eric Goodman. And that'll be a loss back to the 33-yard line. So third down and 13 now for Western Colorado. Clock still running, 26 seconds left to play. Back to pass. That pass is caught, but that's going to be short of the first down. Be about 4th down and 4. They'll keep the offense out there with the clock running. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. They're going to have to hurry if they're going to try to get this one off 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and they just get it off. There's the shot toward the end zone, and that's going to be caught. Nope, incomplete. Looks like he had it, but sails through his hands, and that'll be the last play of the ball game as the Buffaloes come away with an impressive 44-6 win over Western Colorado, the number 17 team in the country, as the Buffs look good in their opener tonight against the Mountaineers. And so we've got a lot of things coming your way for our halftime tonight. Luke Kinsey has gone down to the field. He'll catch up with head coach Hunter Hughes and a player that they'll have a quick conversation with as well. The Buffs will also talk about their next contest on the road next week against Adams State as they'll travel up to Colorado, while Western Colorado, as Luke mentioned earlier, will be making the long road trip down to UTPB to take on UT Permian Basin. So that'll take place as well next week. We'll take a timeout. We'll do so. We'll be back with our halftime or post-game activities. But first, this break. Again, our final score tonight, the Buffs win this one by a final of 44-6. We'll be back after this on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
We are Carpet Tech, and we are family. More than carpet cleaners, we're a team. Diving right in, not afraid to invest in our work and each other. We're killing it day in and day out, never shrinking from a challenge. Our people are 1 part passion, 1 part grit, and about a zillion parts awesome. And we are always looking to add to our family. So what are you waiting for?
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
And get helped, get fitted, and get your questions answered, and find out about our price matching online today.
Okay, 10 seconds.
Jenkins.
Welcome back to Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium. Here with victorious head coach Hunter Hughes. Buffs win the home opener 44-6. Coach, all cylinders firing tonight. This was a great home opener. Talk about your thoughts after picking up a big win in front of the home crowd.
I thought we came out and played well in the first half, and I thought we were very sloppy the second half. Did some things. We can't score from inside the 5-yard line. We got a field goal out of 2 trips in there, and then we got a lot of work to do that way. But proud of the way the guys played. I think that they came out here ready to go. It showed the way we started on offense. Struggled a little bit on defense because we had to get to know what they were doing, and they did some things different because they were a little undermanned. So once we got adjusted to it, we kept them out of the end zone, and that's how you play the game. So,
Coach, we were impressed with your offensive line, the run game working, the passing game was working as well. And you had some adjustments at this offensive line. There were some new faces, some guys that were getting starts for the first time in their career. Talk about what they did and what the running backs were able to do tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what our yardage was or anything, but I thought they played well, from the goal line to the 5, and then we couldn't punch it in twice. So, that's what we got to work on. You get in the red zone, you got to score touchdowns. I mean, that's the difference in what we did to them. They didn't score touchdowns, right? We got to score touchdowns when we're inside the red zone.
Big win tonight, and the crowd was electric. This was a lot of fun.
The crowd was good, and I hope they continue to be good.
Congratulations, off to a great start, Hunter. All right, we'll bring in quarterback Nick Gerber, and we'll visit with Nick after the Buffs get a big win tonight, 44-6 over at Western Colorado. And you couldn't have really dreamed up a better start in this first half, Nick. The offense run game was working. passing game was working. I just asked Coach Hughes about your offensive line, though, so talk about it from your perspective, tonight's victory over Western Colorado.
It was a good team win. We had all three phases of the game working. We were able to run the ball, which set up the RPOs, which was really nice, and it was good to just get going. That's a good defense. That's a good team. And they were a playoff team last year, so they came in here as a good win for us, and we just got to keep building.
You've been here a while, Nick, and look comfortable tonight. And you had talked to me before the season started about, hey, I've got some receivers who are in sync with me. They put in a lot of work in the offseason. We saw some new targets tonight for you as well. Spread the ball around. Talk about your receivers.
They did a good job. We play a lot of them, so it's good. The tight ends did a great job. So when everything's working tonight, it makes it really easy to just pick something and roll with it on offense. So we were able to run it, pass it out of multiple personnels, and that's what we got to do moving forward.
You guys made a really grand entrance tonight. Thunder 14, the Buffalo led you guys onto the field. Talk about that pregame experience. And throughout the game, it was a great crowd tonight to open the season.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad that he got to do that. That's the first time I've seen the Buffalo run out, so hopefully we can keep that up. And so it brings a lot of energy to the stadium.
Big win for Nick Gerber. The WT offense defense was great tonight as well. We'll let you get out of here. Great job, Nick.
Thank you.
All right, Bryce, we'll send it back upstairs to you. Buffs win this one tonight, 44-6, defeating number 17 ranked Western Colorado right here at home at Bain-Schaeffer Buffalo Stadium.
All right, thanks very much, Lucas. Appreciate that. Got a few comments from Nick Gerber and, of course, Hunter Hughes. What we want to do is take a timeout. We'll do so and come back and look at some stats from tonight's contest. But first, this break as we continue. The Buffs win this one 44-6. This is the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.
It's got the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of, and now it's here. First Financial Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly, local approval. It's service that just comes naturally to us, much like a love of tradition comes naturally to you. First Financial Bank, you first. Member FDIC.
Well, again, a big win for the Buffaloes tonight against the number 17 team in the country. As we look at the statistics in this one tonight, 44-6, our final. Buffaloes just dominated, rushing the football 229 yards to the Mountaineers 125. And we expected the Mountaineers to really take off and do that with the run game tonight. 250 yards passing for the Buffaloes to 163 for the Mountaineers. 479 total yards for WT, almost doubling up the Western Colorado number 17 team in the country with 288. First downs, 24-17, and this is good. Time of possession. Buffs usually are on the other end of this, but they led this one. They had 31 minutes, 40 seconds to 28-20 in this one tonight. And again, nice win for WT as they come away with that 44-6 to victory over Western Colorado. And again, you see the final right there. The Buffs will be on the road next week. Of course, they'll go up to Adams State in Colorado, while Western Colorado will stay on the road as they will travel down to the Permian Basin, take on UTPB, and that should be an exciting game as well. Big thanks, as always, to our Thunder Vision crew for bringing you the images for tonight's contest. Great to see Thunder 14 roll out tonight. That kind of, as the guys were talking about, that got everybody excited for this one tonight. The Buffaloes do what they need to do. They set a statement, so to speak, against the number 17 team in the country. They come away with a final 44-6. For Lucas Kinsey, I'm Bryce Sheets, and for the Thunder Vision crew, we bid you a good night until the next time right here on the Lone Star Conference Digital Network.